We're live.
Yay! All right, everybody, welcome to Phoenix Dawn Command here on Saving Throw Show. I am the incredibly tired Sax Carr. Hi. Turns out running 2 channels much harder, exponentially bigger.
Surprise!
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to get backing into this game. So first off, while Wolfman destroys the set,
Yes.
I don't know what that hat is there for,
That
but
was from Christmas.
it was a load-bearing hat, Wolfman.
Yeah.
All right.
Structural. Is it like a pilgrim Christmas hat?
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, it says a lot. None of you can see this, but it's really interesting object work as far as anyone's concerned. Just take that, Who's Line.
There's mistletoe on the front. I get it now. That's inappropriate.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Well, I'm not going to be participating in the game now.
No,
Sorry.
yeah.
No, it's actually Holly.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we're good.
This never works, but for the let's introduce ourselves and not our characters, he says, expecting people to introduce characters anyway. But we'll go back around and do our characters in a second. But first, who are we playing with? I'm Sax Carr. I am a producer here on Saving Throw, and I am also the supervising producer / showrunner at Geek and Sundry for all of their fine content, as if you didn't know they existed. Critical Role, has you heard of it? Question mark. All right, so yeah, that's me. Go ahead, Mike. You want to start?
Hi, I'm Michael Holmes. I am the social media manager at Geek and Sundry, and I was going to say willing participant of Saving Throw, joyful participant of Saving Throw.
Wow.
I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah. I'm Joshua Dempster, and the previous 2 folks have already exhausted me, so I'll just say I'm an architect and move on.
Well then.
Hold on. Our engineer should get the camera on you.
All right.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I am Robert Chan, a writer and a podcaster, and I'm being held hostage in the studio. Help me.
Stockholm Syndrome will set in very shortly. Don't
Yeah.
Thank heavens.
Yeah.
I'm Mac Beauvais. I'm an actor, cosplayer, writer, and I like to bite first and ask questions later.
Oh, God.
Accurate.
Tell them about the other things that you were doing, because you just recently added a few things to your slate, and even though we're going to plug at the end, I want them to follow you to that thing, so.
Well, tomorrow I'm actually starting for the very first time with the Happy Jacks RPG. They have a Twitch channel, and tomorrow at 5 o'clock I will be joining them for my first ever session of Vampire the Masquerade, where I'll be playing about as close to a werewolf as you can get with a vampire, because I have a thing and it's a thing that I keep doing. And then I'm really, really excited, back on this channel on Wednesday, Misadventures is starting again. That's our Harry Potter Pathfinder game, and it's amazing. And I also play werewolf in that because, again, this is the thing that I do now, and it's what you guys expect. I blame you. You've done this to me.
To be fair, no one was really like owning the werewolf IP. You know what I mean? Like all those werewolf actors that that have been in the movies, they just kind of drop it. Like Benicio del Toro's not like doing a lot of werewolf work
One-hit
right
werewolves.
now. One-hit werewolves. Yeah. So why not? Why not own being a werewolf? I mean, what you should all do is make sure that you
The
post.
summer lycanthropes?
Yes. Last of the summer lycanthropes. Make sure when you post about Mac, you post about like Mac with the hashtag werewolf all over the place, so we can teach Google to start pushing you up in searches for werewolves.
Well, and there might be another one. I can't talk much about it, but I've been asked to be part of a project where I will be in a werewolf suit, like probably the whole shtick there, potentially tearing somebody to pieces. So,
all right.
And they wanted to make sure I was comfortable with that. And it was like, it's really sweet of you to ask.
Art imitates life. Happy Jacks, thanks for taking Mac on board. That's going to be really fantastic. Werewolf is one of those games. Vampire is one of those games. The whole like
World of Darkness.
Yeah, World of Darkness / White Wolf universe. Back when I used to run a game store, those were the things that all the goth kids would play, but they couldn't afford the books. So they would come in and basically commit them to memory in the store. Like you would see them running through pages over and over again. And you're like, guys, you're gonna buy that? You become old man comic book store.
This isn't a library.
But
Wait until sundown and then get out of my store.
Yeah, we appreciate you're stuck here.
It's gonna bring up the UV lights.
Get out.
The funny thing with that game, though, is people always ask me, I'm like, oh, I do tabletop. They're like, oh, well, obviously you've played White Wolf or Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I live it. Why would I play it?
It was another game that I think suffered too from like the design, because like you would fill in the little circles for whatever, like, you know, this was your rank in something.
Yeah.
But you never said like I'm rank 6 in thaumaturgy. You'd say I have 3 dots in thaumaturgy, and it just takes a lot of the agency out of the game. Where you're like, all right, you rolled a hit. What's your agility? You're like, I have 2 dots in agility, 2 agility dots right here.
That's funny because I was filling out dots earlier today.
Yeah. And then, oh my God, the D10s. So many D10s. All right, so.
Now I'm scared for tomorrow. Thank you.
No, it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be huge.
Also, you're presumably going to play aggressively, as is your wont, and all the other vampires are going to be like pissing around.
Actually, I'm playing a different type of character, and there's already a gangrel in the group that is kind of like old man werewolf who's really like grouchy. So I'm basically going to come in and fuck up his shit.
Okay.
I'm old man werewolf.
By being the new kid.
Back in my day, we had to go to school both ways on 4 legs. Old man werewolf. All right, that was an early tangent for all of you fine folks at home.
Let's get it started.
Start the new year. Yeah.
Before I forget, as I often do early into the game, I will talk to you about how you can donate to change the way that this game is played. Obviously, you can make donations through Revlo which is by spending your XP, which you earn by watching, and that you can do to get redraws for these fine folks, or to add environmental objects, which also allow them to draw other cards, but can have additional effects, and it can also be fun and can be a 7-degree removed reference to a thing we did a million games ago, and that'll be fun for everybody. But for cash-only donations, you can activate flares, and there are positive and negative flares for all the characters, all of which are available on the tab I'm assuming Braid just clicked on.
Braid, I love you.
We love you, Braid. But there are 2 new flares today, I should mention. We have changed Mac's It Wants Out flare. Basically,
sadness.
Because we're playing with her at 7th rank, not being an occasional uncontrolled killing machine, but having sort of a zen, sort of getting it together. So
I don't know if zen's the word I'd use.
It's a word.
Yeah. Somehow the outlet of that is that we have like a sort of more animalistic version called It Wants to Play, which basically turns Mac from like anthropomorphic werewolf into like just not Anna werewolf, from like anthropomorphic werewolf to just like big wolf / big puppy, depending on how she's feeling, I guess. We don't know what that one's going to look like yet.
How many beers are in the fridge?
Yeah, it's true. So
if somebody in the Hollywood area could get us a 6-pack in the next 30 minutes, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game, everybody. Also, we changed because horror movie teleport was not being used effectively, or was not designed well. I should point out.
God, Chan, you suck.
No,
Jesus.
It turns out the game system just didn't support it as well as we'd hoped. We've changed Chan's positive flare to being reality warp ability, which allows him to sort of distort reality. A modern horror movie style, with lots of camera shuddering and strange
artifacting.
And it makes his enemies vulnerable, but also we can talk about what kind of reality warping you do, and we will add additional effects.
Is infrasound involved by any chance?
Yeah.
Yes.
That really low.
Oh, the brown noise?
Yeah, the brown noise.
Oh God.
A lot of shitting.
I was gonna add an ability where it forces him to do like those annoying sound playbacks with like, we recorded the ghost, and they play it back, and it's like
EVP.
Yeah, and you're like, like, did you hear him say Jeffrey? And you're like,
And it was just like,
yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
he totally said Jeffrey.
Okay, sorry. Did anyone ever see the movie The Changeling?
Yeah.
Wait,
Sorry,
are
that
we
was
talking
the
the
George C.
original
Scott?
Changeling?
Yeah, George C. Scott
Yes,
Changeling.
then yes, because
And
there's
Not
another movie
not
called
the
The
Angelina
Changeling.
Jolie one.
Right.
Which is
That's
not
why I
the
had to
same movie at all.
clarify.
Yeah.
But yes.
In the George C. Scott Changeling, they do this whole seance. Not to spoil it for you, because
Sorry, we're spoiling a 40-year-old movie.
Spoiler, yeah. But they do a whole seance, and they're recording it on like a reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
And then they play it backwards, or they play it back. I don't know if they even play it backwards.
They don't play it backwards.
Yeah, they just play it back, and you hear the seance going on, and there was all these times where they'd be like, "Ghost, are you here?" And then nothing would happen, and they're like, "Guess not." What do you want, Ghost?
No, playing it backwards
Nothing,
was more of an exorcist thing because
Yeah.
they're like, "What language is that?" And it's like, "It's English, but it was backwards."
Right. So, but anyway, when they replay the tape, you can hear the ghost answering all the questions. They just couldn't hear it in the room, and it makes it way spookier.
wanna do it?
And that's the scene where like George C. Scott, who's like old and like already drunk on set every day, is just sitting there going, and they're just playing the ghost sound, and it is the scariest sequence. Ooh, yeah, new beer.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to preface this?
Yeah, to celebrate Mr. Holmes's 25th birthday.
Yes, I'm 27 according to IMDb.
I promised him a fancy beer in studio, and so
It comes in a box and not like boxed wine. It's really fancy.
Oh
It's like a
and
box
for those
with a
of you
thing
that,
in it.
that can't see it,
A
it is
bourbon barrel.
Velvet
That's amazing.
Merkin.
Merkin.
Velvet Merkin, which isn't as dirty as it sounds.
Cherish the bottle.
I have all of my Merkins made out of velvet. What are you talking
Sure.
about?
Oh, wow. See if like that
So
joke.
let us imbibe this in the style of Friends, shall we?
Michelle.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, sir.
Of course.
Oh, before we
Yeah.
get too far along as well, I wanted to mention I signed up, which anybody who has Amazon Prime can.
Yes,
I
Twitch
subscribe
Prime,
to
so-
our channel.
Right.
So that means that I get
Jen,
to
do you
give
want
a free reroll to somebody.
Oh, okay.
So
Gonna give it yourself?
no, no, I'm not being selfish this time. I was actually going to give it to my very awkward ship partner,
All
Mr.
right.
Michael Holmes.
Very nice. Well, here's 3 for the table because I never remember how many we had, and here's 1 for you, Mike.
I appreciate it.
I should point out.
No.
This is the one that Jack got to last session.
Oh my
'Cause
god,
it's
that
colored.
smells amazing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I like it. I didn't want to keep it.
I should point out that if you have Amazon Prime and have not yet subscribed to a Twitch channel, you should do it here, which you can do. It basically helps to support keeping the lights on here in this building, and also everything else we're doing here on Saving Throw, and it costs you Zorro, nothing.
It costs you a literal Zorro.
Yeah, it costs you.
Spanish for Fox?
Yeah, it costs.
No, like a guy dressed as Zorro.
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas?
Which I actually did see a Zorro driving through Hollywood randomly, not even like on Hollywood Boulevard. He was like some weird fucking place, just waiting at the crosswalk.
Steven?
It was exciting.
Kampai. All right, so it's a little late in the year already, but to 2017 here on Saving Throw Show, and all of you at home,
Prost.
Prost.
Zdravia.
Kampai.
Yes.
Every drink we have is a nail in our coffin. Let us live in a way that our coffins never open.
That's delicious.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
very,
that
very
is
good.
good.
God.
Man, my coffin's gonna be so fucking full of nails. It's just gonna be metal.
Yep.
They're gonna. Other
Much
dead
like you
people
yourself,
are gonna
metal.
pay to watch you lay across your coffin because it is like a.
They thought I was in there.
Yeah.
May it be the best year we ever have and the worst one we ever have again.
So that's basically the 9 yards of this. Well, we're going to set you guys up on what's going on in the game and then get started. And please don't be afraid to adjust the game. Oh, and also if you subscribe either through Amazon Prime or otherwise, we'll give you a free reroll. Let us know. The fine folks in the... Oh, is there stuff already that I should be looking at? Okay.
Oh, Lord.
But the sound effects haven't started yet. Let me get that started.
No, yeah. I mean, the box is cool too.
No, this is great.
All right, so this is our Shores of Pyre sound effects here. I don't know how well that's coming across,
I
but
applaud your choices.
17 for that, but I was like, this is.
Come back for my
barrel.
birthday. That's all I'm saying.
All right, can do.
Not till August.
okay, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of Mike's IMDb, you should check out Mike's horror film that he's in because it's well worth your time.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I still need to watch that.
Mike is in a Winchester Mansion horror film.
The name of the movie, because film is a value judgment, is called The Haunting of Winchester House. It was produced by The Asylum, which is the same people who brought you the Sharknado saga.
So you know it's quality.
I will tell you this much: we didn't wind up shooting a third of the script, so
Didn't need it. Plot, whatever.
but
Fun
it's
plot.
Extra.
sure.
Yeah.
No one needed that bit
All
of
that extra
story.
memorization.
I'm on Amazon. I'm buying this now.
I'm gonna take a redraw from the chat, which I'll just give to one of you because that's how this game goes. Thank you very much, Griffin of Falcon Hollow, for that redraw. Please adjust our game. Please subscribe to Saving Throw Show. Also, I'm sure one of the mods will happily trigger the Loot Crate Informatione. Please go there as instructed and get yourself a Loot Crate at a discount, but it benefits us. Don't be afraid to share and talk about this stuff. I am I'm walking in two different worlds when it comes to like sizes of Twitch channels, and I would love for Saving Throw to be as big as Geek and Sundry in a year's time or 2 years' time. So tell your friends and support live tabletop experiences on things like Twitch, because it's really awesome. And Twitch could have been just Goldfish playing Pokemon, but it's not. It's this, and it's because of you. So
It can also be two of the Google Home things having a conversation, apparently.
Yep.
they got married, didn't they?
I don't know, because I have not enough hours in the day for that.
Do we know where they're registered?
Probably Google.
Probably Amazon.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, for
requesting
enough money, I
Alexa.
will dress up as a goldfish and play Pokemon for you. I'm not too proud.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right.
Or
All right,
any
let's
of
do
us,
this
let's
thing.
be honest. It's just a table
Yeah,
full
I
of
don't wanna
goldfish.
If we reach our donation goal, if we fill the donation bar in this session, Chan will. How much is that? Like $200?
$280.
Yeah. If we make $280 worth of donations in this session alone, I will. Next week we'll start with Goldfish Chan playing Pokemon.
Done and done.
I'll figure it out.
I like this plan.
Yes. Some of that $280 will go to costuming. All right. So. All right. When we left off, as I just put in the social description, you had a quite literal Pyrrhic victory in that you had managed to silence the chant, but in doing so, and also discover some information about the Hectarch, but in doing so you were forced to put down one of your own when the sort of darker side of Varya caused her to go crazy again. And following the instructions of the marshals, you ranked her up, as it were. You killed her, but did so in a way that you gave her some sort of added stability. And it also ended up killing Ink, who is now also back in sort of a slightly new form, having inherited his own version of Varya's Talon, which just sort of locks them together in the ship of your dreams.
Or nightmare.
So why don't you all tell us a little bit about your character and where you are and where the plot is in your context. Keep it relatively brief, but let's get all four sort of takes on it, and then we'll get started from there. As you're all like anime closing credit style, standing on the coast of Pyre, just like looking
Cape flapping in the wind. Yeah.
All right, so Josh, why don't
cue
you?
anime
Where
music.
were we last, as far as you're concerned?
So as far as I am concerned,
And who are you playing?
Because we
I am
forgot.
Atmos, the once famous elemental,
And then you met us.
and
Now
then
he's
I joined
Atlas.
this wing. And now I am Atmos, the easily forgettable elemental. But I've grown a strong bond with this ragtag group of friends. And last we checked in, we had survived and made it back. After we had to put down our friend. But she's back. It's fine. It's cool. That's how it works. Reincarnation's a thing. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, you level up by dying in this game if somehow this is the first time you're watching. All right, so
Weird place to jump in, but sure.
Mike, where was Ink?
So I'm playing Ink, who is the Shrouded class, which I've been kind of jokingly referring to as the Ninja Librarian, which isn't wholly inaccurate. He is trying to gain as much knowledge as he can about the Dread, which is the force that we're fighting against. In the last battle with Varya, when he kind of gave her a little bit of humanity, he took on some of her animalistic traits. The last time that he went through his crucible, whereas the library before had been kind of ensconced in darkness, it was illuminated fully, and he realized that there is more knowledge at his disposal than ever before. And he's trying to figure out what to do with it, and his encounter with the martial Omen has caused him to question his dedication to the Phoenixes as an organization, and I'm going to leave it at that. And he looks maybe a little bit like Jon Snow right now. Just a soupçon of Jon Snow.
It's like, is that a new jacket?
Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty.
Oh, and his new talent is a double-sided battle axe. So that's a thing.
Actually, it was only a single-sided one. Just
Well,
in case
mine's
you're
double-sided.
No, you got my battle axe.
All right,
I'm
then it's a
sorry.
single-sided battle axe.
But the shaft is a pen, right?
Just a bit.
He just writes with it.
Excuse me, sir. Can you sign this?
Or I think you're using it wrong.
No, this is rubbish. Sorry. Anyway.
That's like a very avant-garde Viking insult. That guy thinks an axe is a pen. All right.
Someone told him the pen is mightier than the. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Where either one of you can dive in. Where are you, and what has happened?
You, me? Who goes first? Fine. All right. So I am playing Varya, which should be grossly obvious if you have watched any of the past 15 minutes. Varya is from the bitter class, so they are people that died in failure. She started out as a berserker, and now she's actually at her last incarnation, and she is a giant monster werewolf, like anthropomorphic wolf. During the last encounter, she'd been getting progressively worse when it came to controlling sort of the beast inside of her, and so she kept snapping and murdering people. But during the last encounter, as noted, Ink was able to, kill her, but in doing so brought back some of her humanity. So when she went into her crucible was before just darkness and all of her failings being yelled at her from just the vacuum, with a single obelisk that was a mirrored obelisk, so she could kind of see what she'd become. So this time when she went through, instead of just hearing, like, there were some of the failures there, but over it was the sounds of her wingmates telling her that she's not an irredeemable monster, and especially Ink's voice reassuring her that she has value, she has purpose, and when she looked in the mirror, instead of seeing the blackness behind her, she saw just the shadowy bit of a library.
Redeemed by books.
Reading
LeVar Burton's set to be on the next episode.
Reading werewolf.
Oh God! Somebody make a gif of that, please.
Take a look. Don't eat the book.
Reading werewolf.
You don't have to take mine. Woo! Reading Werewolf, brought to you by Saving Throw Show, trademark. Copyright Mac Beauvais.
Eerie was a 9-year-old boy who was murdered as part of murdered by the mafia, basically, kind of an accidental thing. He eventually tracked down the person/thing behind it, which turned out to be one of the fallen folk, who tormented him for a while until he went and until somebody made a deal with him that took away the chant for a period of time. Eerie still doesn't trust that that this is all going to work out, but at this point now, he's just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Wah, 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 wah.
But like a super creepy shoe, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
With a face on
You won't
it.
see it coming.
Yeah.
No. You'd be tying your shoes, look down.
It's less of a shoe dropping and more of one hurling through the air, and it's got spikes on it.
Or like you mysteriously
Fantastic
pop one
shoe.
up,
Yeah,
cough one
you
up,
know.
like you're like, what? No! And it's like a penny loafer.
Got you.
Man, horror movies are easy to write. Fuck
Were
like
you in
James
that
Wan.
one too?
Right, so-
Aw.
It's called The Haunting of Loafer House.
Fun fact, you cannot buy your Winchester movie on Amazon.
Oh no.
Oh, that is.
I'm putting this out there right now. If
It's
anybody
against Amazon
genuinely wants a
TOS.
copy of that movie, I have a very easy end to get anybody any number of copies they want.
Do you have
16.
a reel to
That can
reel?
probably happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a Laserdisc player?
Right.
That
Alright.
could be a great stocking stuffer.
Sure.
It's instead of coal, you get that movie.
Winchester House.
Me.
Once more, if you're in
I'm
the
not
Los
saying
Angeles
he's
area,
bad.
I will come over and give you a commentary
There's
track.
plenty of good actors in movies that are less good.
This is true.
Okay.
All right, so we're on the
So,
shores of.
You're on the shores of Pyre. Well, you're on Pyre, and I decided to not go with the like giant flame sound effect, so we did the water. And you, it's been
Oh, I'm on fire.
it's been a few weeks. It's gonna be a good one today, everybody. If you like plot moving forward, not so much. If you like this being really fucking entertaining.
This is the night for you.
Has someone recently taken on a much larger job and needs to let off steam? I don't know. Yeah, yay! Welcome to all of our lives. All right, so you're on Pyre, and it's been a few weeks since you returned. Everyone's sort of getting used to the new final rank for Varya and Ink, who are more different in a 6 to 7 rank change than your average Phoenix. So, especially Varya, who has that sort of strange, very light a werewolf overtones, despite her, like.
Oh, she's still grouchy. It's just she doesn't rip people's faces off.
It's nice.
You're not like Kelsey Grammer Beast, where you have like little spectacles now, and you're like reading a book somewhere.
She's now a Y-wolf.
She may be seen occasionally reading a book and then like stashing it away if she gets caught.
And things have been going relatively well in the war against the Dread. The Phoenix, without the Chant as a major opponent, many of the fronts on which the Dread had been pushing back on humanity have sort of fallen, and the Dawn Command and the Imperial forces have managed to sort of conquer a lot more territory. Cities are being cleansed and reclaimed, and life is reasonably back to normal. There's been some positive moves on almost every front, even against the regular Dread, as the example of the Reborn Wing has sort of taught them all like the nature of their sort of sacrifice-driven, very personal conquest of these problems. So there's a wing that has sort of, we'll say it's Braid's wing because it always is. Braid's wing has, for whatever reason, become, like experts on the bones, and they've been sort of fighting that fight, and now that it's become personal, and they've tied it to their sort of rebirth cycle, they're having more control there. There are people who are dealing with all the different, like, sort of incarnations of the Dread are sort of slightly more under control. However, in a war of attrition, humanity is always going to lose against these resurrected undead armies. So something still has to be done. So eventually you're called, after a long vacation, as it were. Actually, sorry. Does anyone want to have had any sort of interpersonal moments on this time off before it's time to, like, go get another mission that we want to deal with now?
How you feeling?
I don't want to rip people's faces off all the time, so I guess that's in the plus column?
Some might call that progress. Certainly.
Is what it is. Are you okay?
What you can't see is Steven is showing me a screen that says #VarYink.
It's in the chat, buddy.
That's all right. That's all right. I feel different. I feel changed in a way that I haven't before.
Good or bad?
I think that remains to be seen. I know, Ink. Just say what you mean.
Yeah, that would be nice, like, for once, especially given everything we've been through.
I think that there are ways to approach our situation with the Dread that the Marshals aren't considering. And frankly, I'm disappointed in them for not having considered them prior to now.
Then you should talk to them about it.
You think they'll listen? Do you?
You'll at least feel better. I know you keep everything. Just...
I suppose you have a point.
I mean, we put up with enough shit now. I think that they have a sense that we don't completely suck when it comes to finding out things.
Let's see how much further down the road we get to travel with our wingmates. Remember, strength of the pack is the wolf, and strength of the wolf is the pack.
God, I really wish I hadn't gotten your interest in books.
There we
All
go.
right. It'd be super duper good if the Amazon playback device like transitioned these and it doesn't just hard cut. Nope.
There's a hurricane coming!
It was a Starlight.
Batten down the hatches. Are we on a ship now? Is that what just happened?
I'm on a boat.
This is called Stormy Seaside Village.
God, never again. Never again.
I guess that's like wood knocking around and not like
wood,
being on a boat.
hitting other wood.
Yeah. I mean, I have lived at a seaside village, and it does sound like that.
It's like the driftwood that's got horrible messages written on it. It's like the fog.
It's like the driftwood, and you look at the driftwood, and it says, "I wish I was a shoe," and you're like, what is this a reference to? I swear, that shoe thing's gonna be made, and we're gonna make no money on it. All right, so one of you assholes is gonna make a shoe horror film, and it will be the darling of Sundance.
Oh God, what is that new horror movie? Don't laugh when you say his name or whatever.
Oh, the
Bye-Bye
Man.
Yeah, we'll just call it the Penny Loaf.
Actually, I was thinking about Rubber, which is the one about the tire.
The tire, yeah.
That's far scarier than a person who just shows up and you're like, oh, the Bye-Bye Man.
Yeah, well, someone photoshopped the Bye-Bye Man logo to say the pee-pee poo-poo man. Wow.
I saw
Don't
that.
say it. Don't even think it. Pee-pee poo-poo. All right, so during a raging storm outside or across the island of Pyre, you were called into the Imperial Eyrie to meet with the Council of Marshals. Winter is there and speaks. Well, I hope you have enjoyed being out of the field for a while. I'd like to say it was because we felt you needed a break, but to be honest, it was because we needed to do some research. The documentation you brought back from your expedition to find out more about the Hectarch has been enlightening, to say the least. I'm going to be blunt about it. We feel like there might be a possible solution to all of our problems, but it involves doing something we've never done with phoenixes. I mean, as far as we know, has ever been done with phoenixes, but at least since phoenixes returned to the world several hundred years ago. We think the Hectarch, or at least a part of the Hectarch, exists in the dusk. Now, as you know, there's the daylit world, which is the world that we live in, and then there's the night world, which is the world of the dead. And between them is the dusk. And the dusk world is where the fallen, for example, live. And it's sort of an, for lack of a better term, alternate dimension or upside down that exists as a sort of simultaneous map of our own world, but one filled with spirits and fey creatures and all the various incarnations of the dread that are non-corporeal live there or exist and extend out from there into our world. It's not theoretically a physical place, but you can go there and you can come back from there. What we don't tend to talk about is that back in the olden days, back before the end of the First War, back before we think the Hectarch itself was created, the various cultures of our planet interacted with this dusk world in their creation of these magical constructs that have now caused these problems. The Feda created what are now the Fallen as constructs that lived in the dusk to do various things. And we believe that the original Fallen were purpose-built. They were intelligent, they were alive, they were, for all intents and purposes, the sort of strange creatures we know them today, but instead of offering strange bargains for terrible payments, they offered services for perhaps reasonable payments. They would make your crops grow for the exchange of some gold, or they would they would heal the sick in exchange for one day off the end of your life. But over millennia, unguarded or untended by humans, they essentially fell off and became these creatures that we know today. The dusk is their domain now, and that's where they operate from. But we think that in the dusk, in the landscape of the dusk, is the Hectarch. And that the Hectarch can be approached there and we think potentially dealt with, or on the other side, destroyed. But at the very least, its power base is there. And if a wing of phoenixes were to attack it there, or make a noise there and attract its attention, we might be able to use that to turn the tide here in the daylit world. There's no wing better qualified for this circumstance. And we appreciate that this is essentially, in many ways, a suicide mission. Now, I should tell you that the dusk is also where the crucibles are. They exist in their own pocket dimensions there. And some phoenixes during their crucible have left their actual crucible space and traveled the dusk itself. In fact, until you returned to us as at your final rank, we considered sending you into the dusk by essentially voluntary suicide with instructions on how to leave your crucible and spend your last incarnation in the dusk itself. But as we can't possibly risk doing that to the two of you, we've found an alternative solution. Going physically to the dusk for the first time. And to do so will be quite a challenge. And while you're there, the rules that govern your Phoenix lives may not necessarily apply. As I should say, none of us have ever gone there in physical space, although all of us have been there on our crucibles. I'll let you sort of absorb that for a second, and then we'll talk more about how this is to be done. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to offer some.
Marshal Winter.
Yes.
Well, I understand that crucibles are unique to the Phoenixes. Is it possible that one Phoenix could access another's crucible in the dusk?
Once you enter the dusk, essentially all bets are off. All the crucibles exist there simultaneously. The dusk doesn't necessarily follow physical laws. We understand that it has a sort of physical space that mirrors our own, but crucibles are also potentially infinite, and so we don't know how that exactly works. The few of us who have ventured into the dusk from our crucible spaces, I'm not one of them, have reported that it appears to be a sort of strange version of our own world, and they entered and exited their crucible through a door, which on the sort of, if you will, inverse or alternate or negative version of our world seemed a normal door, but was a door of exceptional power or majesty in their crucible. There is, in theory, a chance to go from crucible to crucible there, although we don't necessarily know what that means for a physical Phoenix. And we don't really know if the crucibles maintain their existence when there isn't a Phoenix currently experiencing one. I should say that the mechanics by which Phoenixes operate were also created by our predecessors and were also built into the Dusk world. These ascended creatures, as are ourselves, were one of the specialties of the original Pyreans, who created the Pyrean steel that your talons are made from, and created the buildings that we live in today, who were mortals themselves, and created the concept of phoenixes. At the same time that the Feta were creating what are now the Fallen, and some Shadowvari were creating what is now the Hectarch.
And I have a feeling that we don't know what happens to phoenixes who perish in the dusk.
After some deliberation, we'd like to hope that for the two of you, you'd return to your crucible, which is, I guess, a shorter trip, and then potentially be reborn. For the two of you, we don't know what that would mean. We also don't necessarily know that the way you enter the dusk would be the way to come back, and that if you go, and that there isn't some way to exit the dusk wherever you are. Certainly the fated travel, the fallen travel in and out of the dusk at will.
But we could be essentially trapped.
Potentially. And I should also point out that because you're traveling outside of our reality, your Phoenix spark could be trapped with you, which means that even after you pass on, your next incarnation could be trapped or could fail to manifest. But, as it's the only practical way to get a Phoenix within striking distance of the Hectarch in some capacity, travel there seems a must. We have other wings to send if you're not interested, but no one has been effective as you have been, and this seems to be perhaps the fated mission you were reborn for.
There's a saying spoken by the warriors of the planet Kronos. It's a good day to die.
Well, let's hope that isn't for a few days at least.
Isn't like we haven't died 6 times already.
Well, yes, but this is our last one, isn't it?
Maybe that's not the worst thing.
History's forgotten me once. I don't really see how it could get much worse than that.
can always get worse, Atmos. It can always get worse.
I agree with him on
Sorry,
this
that was
one.
meant to be reassuring.
We could cut some deals. Do you have anything else you want to give up?
I might have an idea.
You'll travel to Halfsbridge. Halfsbridge is in the Scavi lands to the north. I should say that it is not currently under Imperial control. The Countess of Halfsbridge is apparently a very long-lived, functioning, and active warlock who has for a long time used her mastery of ancient Scavi magic to maintain her own lands free of both the Dread and Imperial control. We don't exactly know what that means, as we have not been bothering her for a while. Halfsbridge itself is apparently a place in which the Dusk world and this world can be transitioned or penetrated. We don't know what that means either, as no one has been there in 100 years. However, we do know that's the only place that we can find consistent references to there being access to the Dusk.
When do we leave?
Sax, sidebar real quick.
Yeah.
Should I give this back to you?
No, you got it. You got it last game.
Couldn't remember.
You have it till you die,
All
which
right.
for you is until you die.
Yes. Forever?
Forever.
So, is there anything you want to do before you go? Any plans you want to do?
Let's just go.
No. I need to write for a bit. Half a day. That's all I ask.
Half a day, not half a day, it doesn't matter.
Varya,
Thank you.
you could do some writing too.
Thank you for confirming my agency, Varya.
Do you understand how hard it is to hold a pen?
I thought it was worth a shot. Okay, that's all I needed to do.
You're lucky that I'm not going to send you through to the Dusk right now.
So yeah, Ink spends half a day, because he committed it to memory, writing everything he's learned about the chant.
Nice.
At the end of his writing, he goes to Ember, actually. Marshal Ember, I must confess that as my journey with the Phoenixes has worn on, I wonder what our ultimate goal is. And I realize in my station, it is not my place to question. Know that I'm grateful for the experiences and the life that has been given to me beyond what most mortals might enjoy. I hope we can speak later about the ultimate goals of the Phoenixes, but this is something that I need you to keep safe. It might serve you in the future.
I find this compelling. I'll put it somewhere where no one will see it until the right time.
Thank you.
And yes, you're not the first Phoenix to wonder about the mechanisms of our own existence. Perhaps we will share a drink and conversation on that when you return.
I look forward to that.
Or maybe not. I'll have the flames ready to send you as close as I can to your destination whenever your wing wants to leave.
Thank you, Marshal.
Any other plans or any other concepts before you go? Oh,
I'm good to go.
okay.
Ready to go.
All right. So,
You ready? Sorry.
I take offense to that.
Sorry, Zootopia pops in my mind. See, we can call each other cute, but
It's real dicey.
Yep. 1 second while I'm checking on. Should I be checking on this document at all? All right, good. Well, then in that case, I'm not going to rush. The doc system on this computer is not.
Are we really that engaging as storytellers right now that you don't want to mess with us?
Yeah, guys, don't be
great,
afraid to
great.
don't be afraid to ruin this. That's what we live for.
Please. I mean, I love it, but also,
I mean, look, I haven't even felt the need to hold this up once. I mean, I'm very proud of this so far.
I'm just wondering why no one is shipping Atmos v everyone. Like, oh my god. Like, Come on, guys, draw a cartoon. All
Before
right,
he was forgotten, Atmos was on the the equivalent of Tiger Beat.
The Hall of Fame, some
Yeah.
burning chrome skin.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
You actually had a signature fragrance that was distributed across the land called Burning Chrome.
I actually like it better if it's just Atmos.
Atmos. Ooh.
What you're missing, Chad, is Stephen Pope's Atmos/me ship. You were good with that little with that like text box generator.
Eh,
I'm just saying.
I'm a millennial. What do you want?
I want you to stop.
Using that word.
I want to stop using that word.
I mean, thank you for saying it. I felt like if I had said it.
No, it's okay.
I did not think it means what you think it means.
All right.
10 points to Gryffindor.
I was
Hufflepuff,
complaining about
Hufflepuff.
Snapchat yesterday. It's like, no, I won't.
Ravenclaw,
now.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Is this me or is
definitely,
Ravenclaw the cool
definitely
one?
for-
Yeah,
Sorry,
totally.
Like, I mean, I get that Gryffindor, that Gryffindor are the heroes.
It's the Ali Sheedy of Hogwarts.
Well done.
Yeah, if you watch the movies, you want to be Gryffindor. If you read the books, you want to be Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw, for sure. Yeah.
I got stuck in a Hufflepuff Slytherin.
Yeah, but I feel like Hufflepuffs eat really, really well.
I tried to deny for a very long time that I was Gryffindor, but it would have been Slytherin otherwise, but I'm a little too fucking self-righteous about shit.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Ravenclaw, it was what I picked though for our Misadventures game to like shake it up, but it's totally Gryffindor.
Well done.
Yes, and separating people into 4 distinct houses is a super good idea. All right,
Yeah!
so
Yay, classification.
yeah.
One of them the good guy and one
Yeah.
of them the bad guy. Yeah, that's great.
Cutting to the Ascendance movie in 5, 4. All right, so all right, so you travel through the Imperial Flame by way of the world's worst teleportation, where you are incinerated and then come back together on the other side.
More of those in there. Can I grab that?
Yeah, just
There's
pass
one
them out.
more.
Oh, there's only one.
Yeah.
We had a beer.
Like I said, if anybody wants to send us some booze.
We got Tweet Stream's got to get off its ass and create a like booze delivery version of that.
Oh, just Postmate us some beer.
By the liquor store.
What's
What
that?
was
Am I gonna have to run by the liquor store?
Yeah, kinda.
Would you mind?
We'll pay you. Guys, you can vote in chat. Should Stephen Pope get us more
Wow.
booze?
Crowdsourcing the peer pressure.
Damn
I like
straight.
it. That's fantastic.
That's the
It won't
name of
take
my
that
book. Crowdsourcing the peer pressure.
The
Sax Carr
options
story.
as I see them are yes and sure.
It's like Gravity Falls, where Mabel's got the "Do you like me?" and it's like, "Yes, absolutely, definitely," and she's like, "I rigged it."
Anyway, so
Yeah. So you are incinerated and sort of reconstituted on the other side of the in the new Eerie. This Eerie is sort of more of a desert climate. It is in the northern reaches, but in a non-forested area. Maybe it's more like scrubland. There is a flamekeeper here and a couple of attendants. They're all like wheeling out weapons racks like extra for you. And
Do you have any in portable size?
they like look at you and they like look at the weapons racks and they're like, kind of already. They bring out leather straps. So you
yeah,
can,
we
like,
brought you a harness.
Yeah.
Just wear it.
Yeah. Add that
4
to
at a
your
time,
ship.
yeah.
All right, so we.
Oh God.
So the travel to the area of Hasbridge is not, terribly exceptional or long. The Hasbridge area, though, is basically littered with Karens from the Countess of Hasbridge has sort of set up these like markers that are clear warning signs, which are all like pillars of skulls and like long ago crucified skeletonized people, and basically stay out by way of symbolism a million ways over.
Don't go this way on the yellow brick road.
Yeah, essentially. And it's more of a forested area here. And hold on a second here.
The advertising here is very macabre.
I mean, there's a sense of verisimilitude that is exceptionally pleasing. I will grant you that. Truth in storytelling.
No, I actually knew that. That's why I was shaking my head.
Thank you, everyone.
Anyone want to dive on a beer order for the poor Stephen Pope?
If it's in more like the Hefeweizen area, that's always nice.
Halves.
Do something lighter.
Halves.
It is 5:49.
You want something?
Whatever.
The man will drink a half.
I would also edge
Steven,
more
just-
towards quantity if I were you.
Just don't do sad peanuts walk the whole way there and back.
Look, it'll give me.
I just went on record. Look at better buzz my ass in there because I'm not gonna be standing out on Hollywood with a 6-pack beer and the homeless guy staring at me again.
You'll get a +2.
Yeah, you need to get a 12. You need to get a 12.
Yeah.
Or 2 sixers.
Wolfman, do you have his information, or does he have yours?
You know what? Fuck it, I'm stealing this. This is
Take
mine
it.
now.
You'll get a +2 to ship for beer. How's that?
We'll
Steve/liquor
We'll have
store.
Atmos say some very like sort of taken a few ways things later in the show. Yeah,
Something in that nature would be lovely.
we're terrible.
We
All right,
are, and I'm okay with
as
it.
like a whole collective, we're terrible. Chat got in on it. You guys.
That's why there's a level in chat called garbage people.
Yeah. Thanks, all 40 of you. All right, so
Good job, everybody.
We
Good
did it.
job.
We did it. Mission accomplished banner.
In my head, he's walking down the street with the Peanuts music playing. Walks by the homeless guy. Homeless guy asks him, "What kind of beer you get?" He said, "I got a Bach."
This is
Love
the
it.
reason I need more beer.
I love that in your version of it, the homeless guy is in on how terrible we are. They sent you out for beer, didn't they? And you're like, yeah. They still stealing your thoughts? Yeah.
Honestly, like, who couldn't be in on how terrible we are at this point? We just radiate it.
Yeah.
No, he's
our
on a
terribleness
smartphone. He's
carries-
watching the stream like,
Yeah.
yeah, I said yes too.
Our terribleness carries as far as your voice.
It's true. There are people right now at the Chipotle going like, man, that show is great. I'm not hearing all of it, but I hear some of it.
They're even funnier when we liquor them up.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that would be the terrible thing. Remember when that fucking TV show did that? What is it? Lords of
Yeah, that one.
No, it was like a Lords of
Underworld.
Prosperity or whatever. Like they went around and did like a terrible like charity / promotions thing where they gave all the homeless people in town like Lords of Prosperity shirts.
Oh no. That seems
yeah.
so insensitive.
Yeah, and they all rocked them too.
It's a free T-shirt.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
But
like,
they're emotionally rich.
yeah. I don't even know what that show was about. It failed instantly
I
after
don't
that.
even know.
I mean, I think if you
Big
belittle
shock.
homeless people as a group of humans, it's like not a good.
Yeah,
The knock-on effect of that is not.
but
gonna help you
I
out.
like the idea of us being so charitable. We give the homeless guy outside like a cell phone with a plan so he can watch
Yeah.
the show. It's
Yeah.
like terrible.
Hey, man, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Are you signed up for Amazon Prime?
If you can just throw us a subscription, that'd be great.
I mean, you get a reroll for the player of your choice. That's pretty cool.
It would be you.
And rightly so.
But I
Homeless guys like
test
werewolves.
really well among the homeless population.
Oh man, we're gonna give that guy so much money on the way out today.
He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, for what? It's just, man, don't ask.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's
Literally everything.
Yeah, don't worry. You're getting this for the purposes of justifying some comedy from previous. Never mind. You don't even
I
need to know.
apologize for my existence, man.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Cheers to giving that guy money. All right, so all right, so the whole purpose of sending Steve was that we didn't need to stop the game. All right, so you
Yeah. Oh God, I hope this continues on until he gets back.
Actually, no, we should act like he's interrupted, like, the Divas moment of the game, and he has missed the most important pivotal part.
he's not emotionally ready for that.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
Fuckwad wrote in chat, damn, I wish they get back to the game already. Homeless guy.
He's so bored right now.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
Fuck what, I love you.
All right, I swear we'll get back to it. Thank you so much, chat, for tolerating our brief departure
thank you,
from
everyone.
human decency.
I'm just glad Jews
Oh
don't
no,
have
the
a hell.
human indecency is going to continue.
Yeah.
It'll just be in the course of the game.
Yeah.
All right,
They've
everybody.
seen the show, they know.
All right, so the forest is definitely like designed to sort of keep folks out. Hold on. I'm going to respond to a text.
I'm sure
Was
this
that a
is a lot
text?
more sinister with the teeth, though. And I'm
Yeah, a
like,
little bit.
gonna eat your face.
It's like a great high school photo.
And I want another photo of me, like photoshopped into the back, like
I feel like you need a
staring.
little more
Like
of
an
this,
oil
though.
portrait.
No, like a Sears painting,
Yeah,
like a Sears
the one
portrait.
with the
Yeah, where like one
profile.
person's like this, and then it's. There you go, chat. There is enough time on that.
I feel
Make
like
it
I've
happen.
seen some portraits where it's like the person sitting there and then like a crazy like ghost version of them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Okay,
It
yeah.
used to be
Or
right
it's like
there.
their cat.
Then you also need like a wolf, like a very shadowy, barely noticeable outline of a wolf behind the ghost portrait in the back. We can do this.
By the way,
Chat.
if there's any other reason to get subscriptions in here, the more subscribers we have, the more emotes we can do, and we
Oh.
already have a Varya emote designed and built. We just need to open up a space for one. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I took a horrible photo, so you can have it and use it in chat if we get enough subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Express your rage using my face.
Rage face. All right, so I don't know if
Rage
I don't know if Garav's gonna add
a new
text to that. I
fragrance
haven't
by
seen it
Calvin
yet.
Klein.
Rage face?
Yeah.
Face.
Rage Face from Atmos.
All right, so the
I like
forest
how
is
it become like
spooky.
a- I make
Spooky
perfume-
forest.
perfume now.
Yes, you're in a spooky forest. What are you going to do in terms of approaching where you think Halfsbridge is?
Forward.
I don't know.
You've got all the knowledge.
Yeah, I'd like to make an observation spread, I think.
Go ahead.
So that's default 5. It's not lore. So 5.
It's
Smartest
apparently
person
by
in the
the
room
sea.
is 10. Most I can do on this spread is 13.
Okay.
Well, actually, wait, no. You can do 3 cards in a spread, right? I can do 15, all told. Well, no, shit, I can't, because I can't use that. So 13. 13.
Okay. The
Michael Holmes, you're the worst.
what you recognize is that these cairns were not so much like assembled, but like created, like they rose from the earth in this way. Although you're not entirely, it's not really clear whether or not like the piles of skulls were made first and then they were like sort of pushed into these shapes, or whether the skulls themselves sort of sprung forth from the earth.
Both are bad options.
There's also sort of a clear shaping to the woods where like there are paths and like deviations into small areas. There's clearings. There's the woods themselves look like they sort of frame the paths. It's like the whole forest is growing with purpose.
That way. Are you afraid?
No.
No.
Well, then come on.
Afraid of the woods. Really?
It's not the woods you need to be afraid of, Varya. It's what's beyond them.
As you head down the path towards where you assume your eventual destination is, you can see that it's getting mistier and mistier. There's sort of a ground fog here, but you come into a clearing where there's a sort of like small, I guess, natural / created by magic waterfall that is like pouring off like maybe a waist-high rock outcropping into a small pool, and that must drain off somewhere because it doesn't go anywhere specific. And the mist sort of flows off the top of that and fills this sort of area. And you get the distinct sense that there's more of a concentration of magic here. Anyone want to do anything?
I think.
I'm metagaming.
Actually,
Yeah.
Oh, I had an idea too,
So I
but if
can-
you have a
Let's
thing.
let's use multiple
Arcane.
ideas.
Yeah, we got the smartest in the room.
Well, I was thinking I could actually use the nature spread to look for things that are actually outside of nature. So whatever is actually not a part of the natural world, and
And look for
use
holes
that.
in the natural world.
Mm-hmm.
I would do an
Alright.
acrobatics spread to do cartwheels.
You can make both if you want.
I'm gonna see how y'all do, and then I might try and do another observation spread.
Okay, I can actually do a 15 nature spread.
Okay. This is definitely artificial or magically created. It's not entirely clear what its purpose is, but it's definitely something that's been sort of like the cairns before. Like this was this water outcropping was like risen out from the.
Okay.
I'm able to find kind of like the nature of it, or is it a bigger space, or is it more of a pinpointed thing?
It's a specific design. You just know that it's like absolutely unnatural. Like the water probably just went straight from like a natural spring into the ground here. So this whole sort of fixture is like the equivalent of someone making a fountain in their yard.
Alright, I'm going to do a skill spread that includes the arcane and both my knowledge of the Empire, because I have a feeling that I know more about the pathways and what was built between, well, where we left and Halfsbridge. And so I reach into my endless pockets and start rummaging around and gather materials, encircle the area, dropping things in the mist. And I believe I achieve a 17.
Okay.
No, that's 12 right there.
And
Take us
then,
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another 5 with the Arcane Empire bonus.
Check it out.
This is a you believe this to be some sort of scrying device. It possibly like a two-way scrying device, wherein not only could you probably use this to cast scrying magic, looking into the pool itself, but it might represent like a sort of like security camera where you can sort of use, those with scrying magic could then see out, which is about the time you realize you're all kind of like surrounding it and looking at it. Does anyone want to do anything?
They're seeing us on the other side, and it's like that fisheye lens thing.
Yeah. like that cat when they set the camera up, but it just kind of like comes like walking out of its cave. Yeah.
I don't want to panic anybody, but I think we're being watched.
It would not be the first time. Again, this whole panic, fear thing kind of...
Well,
Passe.
Ink kind of just looks in the pool, looks around, and he looks back in the pool, and he's like, I am Ink of Dawn Command, and these are my wingmates in the Reborn. We bid you salutations, and ask that we might speak to you further, face to face.
Oh, now they're definitely not going to let us in.
The water... the water as it's sort of pouring...
You are getting my habits.
No, this is your habit.
Yay! Yay! Yeah, but
Oh, no, it was empty. It's all good.
yeah,
Oh, right.
but
Stephen Pope saved the day.
yay!
He's the hero we really didn't deserve.
Yeah. Thank you.
Huzzah!
All right.
And there was
You can also
much
have a beer if you
rejoicing.
want.
I'm good.
All right.
Could you grab me one? I got one over there. Sure.
The water that's pouring from the waterfall into the shallow pool starts to sort of
see?
dance and like sort of flex, almost like when you were like if you were sort of like flopping a hose, like it starts to come up as opposed to like careening solidly into the water. It sort of pours open, and eventually the water sort of like flutters into the shape of a sort of older humanoid female, dressed in finery, but it's all sort of made out of water. And the water is still sort of coming out the waterfall, like flying into this shape, sort of almost like it's being projected up, and then like dripping back down into the pool. So it's basically just as if like, it's as if someone had like water in a hose and it just, or water flowing out of a hose and it just made a shape and then kept going.
Salutations. How shall we address you?
I am the Countess of Halfsbridge. I haven't seen phoenixes in several generations, but I'm Keenly aware you know to stay clear of this place, so you must have interesting business here.
One might say that. We seek passage to the dusk.
Well, I'm no warden of the dusk itself. I certainly have no reason to keep you from it. But as that would have to pass through my domain, perhaps I might say no.
Why would you say no?
Well, the point of it being my domain is that supernatural creatures such as yourself are not allowed here. Nor are mortals allowed here that are not in my service. I've created enough monsters myself to know that powerful creatures are not to be trusted.
That is very wise and very true. What if I were to tell you that were you to deny us passage, perhaps a greater monster than either you or I might come to claim you?
I've been doing this for several hundred years and no such monster has ever visited before. What's to say it exists now?
The stories we could tell you.
And then I throw Varya at him. No.
She's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay,
Okay, got it. Okay, god damn. Hank, you suck. What if I were to tell you then that the monster that could claim you is behind your back and has been for as long as you might have been here? Except more clever and like.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page about
Yeah.
where that was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
She can read between the lines, okay? She's like,
Wait, can we do another
forever
take of that?
old.
Hold on. Irish wristwatch. Sorry. No.
Do a retcon spread?
Perhaps you've intrigued me. And while I think I may suffer for this particular mistake, I'll allow you passage further into my domain. You'll find me at the center of the forest.
Thank you.
And the water returns to normal. What do you want to do?
Let's head to the center of the forest, I'd say.
All right.
Can we lock arms and skip a little?
Absolutely not.
Yes, Atmos. I shall skip with you. Yes.
Thank you, Ink.
You don't have to, Varya.
Wait.
I wasn't going to.
So,
Exercise.
courage, intelligence, heart, definitely heart, intelligence,
Because he rips them all out.
and Dorothy.
And by courage, you mean I already have like buttloads of it, right?
I'm thinking of the
That's how that
Futurama
movie works.
version. Who needs courage when you've got a gun?
Or liquor.
Yes. Yeah. So.
I don't think the Scream communication document is going to work today. I keep losing it, so if we get anything, just call them out.
Will do.
Okay, thanks.
I'll just project it.
Call an audible.
Yeah. It's fine. I do
Remember,
it.
folks, you can do all kinds of bizarre shit.
Yeah.
to this
If we're not
one.
being bizarre enough, you can definitely make us bizarre by forcing us to do things.
It's extra bizarre. It's bizarre squared.
So as you continue, there's a sort of the mist continues to grow. There's even sort of a light rain, and the forest sort of changes from a deciduous forest to a rainforest relatively quickly, and becomes thick and swampy, but still with like well manicured paths, although they don't have like cobblestones or anything, heading deeper and deeper inside. At a point, you simply can't see the horizon on any side for all the trees, and the sort of wet. It's still cold somehow, but like strangely like damp, sort of like living, breathing weather is very present as you head further in.
It's like being home.
Eventually, you reach a central point in what must be the forest, where there's, unbeknownst to nothing, a stone bridge that sort of arcs up and over a clearing, like a canyon. But the bridge only goes about halfway, and then just sort of stops, and it's clear that it's crumbled on the other side. And there's some houses here which look like what might have been a stop for traveling companions or something. You know, it was like an inn maybe, and a few small homes. Maybe someone used to live here, but all of them are sort of not abandoned, but clearly overrun by the environment. And one of the buildings, the most grandiose of the buildings, probably where like the local mayor or sheriff would have lived, is lit from the inside, and is clearly and like open and clearly inviting you to enter.
Does it smell like there's people inside? And if so, are they natural?
It doesn't smell like we talked about it. I think the first episode of the show. Like, I'm assuming the smell of humanity is like a relatively gross one, and this is like sweat and other things.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah, that's not here. But like, there's definitely the sort of trappings of like human condition. You can smell foods being cooked, and you can smell like, you know, the linen of clothes, and you can smell what little you can smell over like the sort of mist itself. So there's clearly something here, but it's probably long moved past the trappings of humanity that have like the familiar stink of people.
What's the worst that can happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seems okay to me. I mean, if these people can do anything to us,
I don't think they're
they
people.
probably aren't.
1 second.
Okay. Well, that's one reason to falter, but
There's 4 of us.
Honestly, what's worse than us?
that was my point.
What's worse than us?
I just wanted you to be aware that they weren't normal people.
Okay. Let's go have a conversation.
Let's go in. And then before he enters, Ink says, should we all regenerate? Let's perhaps resolve to be better people?
Talking to us?
What?
I was going to degenerate first.
Nah, just a
Does
thought.
it make any sense to you? I mean, he knows us, right?
You're the
We
one
haven't
that's-
forgotten like Atmos, right? Really? You two? God.
God damn it! I'll see you guys inside.
Yeah, let's go inside.
Not it.
So you head inside, and inside it's relatively still like untouched by the weather outside. Sort of warm hearth. It's clearly some sort of meeting house on the lowest floors. There are like leatherback chairs there, and there's a fireplace roaring. And there's food has been prepared and is sort of served. Like there's a chicken and some other things just sort of lying around. And after you've been there for a while, the same basic shape as the water shape you saw before, but a woman comes like walking down a staircase on the 2nd floor and says, "So, apparently they don't make phoenixes quite so human as they used to. You must be far along. Unless they start you out like this now, then what will you become?"
Pray you don't find out.
Mm.
Ink's actually kind of surprised that those words have escaped his lips.
I just kind of smirk.
What he means to say is thank you for the hospitality.
Well, you can have as much of it as you care to. So. Oh. All right. Well, here's 3 free rolls for the table.
What are Friedras?
Well, also, all time and no time is the negative for him or the positive? I always forget.
Want to say the negative?
No, wait. I think everywhere and nowhere is the positive, and then all time and no time is the negative.
Right. Okay, so you're out of time and you're a dog.
So sure,
essentially.
as soon as they say, pray you don't find out.
You said there was chicken in here, right?
Yeah.
Is there somewhere where we could rest for the evening?
I go pouncing after the chicken that's in there.
Okay.
Also, is room service a thing here?
I can have any food prepared or conjured that you might need. Is she putting that? Okay.
Yes, we would. Lodging is probably a thing we should
All right,
have
after the
sooner
chicken's
rather
done,
than-
I run out the door.
Okay. Well, they don't make phoenixes like they used to. What are you doing outside?
Looking for things to chase.
Okay.
Smelling things.
Oh yeah, like I totally mark like all the trees in the area, obviously.
I must say, having had a conversation with your now surprisingly silent friend here, I had thought you would make some sort of power play upon arrival, but literally marking your territory is taking it to an entirely new level.
It's interpretive. I need one moment.
Take it.
Eerie, okay, no. Will you just keep an eye on the outdoors while I figure out what we're going to do now that we have a mute and a puppy? Okay? 2 seconds.
So, well, what do you do, Eerie?
Well, obviously, I'm going to go outside, find a stick.
All right. Do you chase the stick?
Yes.
Okay. If you'd like to make Grace spreads to try and throw it further than she can like get to and catch before it lands, you may. Otherwise,
Oh, that's me.
no, I mean,
No, he's just doing this, and then
Yeah,
he's got it
yeah.
behind his back. Like,
yeah, I think if the dog was 4 times bigger than me, I wouldn't play that trick.
also, I can smell the stick.
Well, let's pause this for a second.
There's actually good outdoor noises
Yeah,
too.
I'm telling you, that was Rainy Swamp. Sure, we'll go with it. Good for you, Rainy
Are
Swamp.
we not in the rainy swamp?
You are now, yeah. Sometimes these things, I mean, these are all plat mail. Plat mail?
Plaid mail.
Flat mail.
Y'all got any of that plat mail? My chain mail armor keeps getting destroyed. I need some plat mail.
You're doing it wrong. Because chain mail is pretty goddamn tough.
But it has this nice soft interior.
Yeah.
But you really got to get to it.
Yeah.
It takes
I mean,
a long time.
Like,
There are a lot of chinks in the armor.
yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Well, now that that's done, I'm. Yep.
All right.
Nope. Not touching that.
I am legally not allowed to comment on that.
Well, it.
All right. So,
All right.
meanwhile, okay. So you two are out there playing fetch. Mike is temporarily disposed.
What you said.
Did you realize I bring back the stick by launching onto you and pulling you down and dropping it on your face?
Yeah, no. I've been a puppy. I get it.
Memories.
So she she pulls you out of seat.
So
This is a lot at once, but I'm not terribly surprised. The Phoenix Force was never quite designed for such long use, and I feel like over the centuries, it's gotten strangely more perverse. It used to be that if you were strong of heart, you just got a few inches bigger in 7 incarnations. And
Heyo.
You get emails about it.
yeah.
well, I mean,
Joy Dog
we can talk about your second point once we've established where we're going to be staying for the evening.
There are rooms upstairs here. This building and I have spent a long time together, and it will clean itself before you get upstairs.
Do you have a large shed out in the back, potentially?
One of the other buildings that I don't currently reside in can be used to house your friend. Until then, I'm interested. What brings you this far, both from your comfort zone and into my territory?
So this is your territory.
It has been for several generations.
Well,
I'll be honest with you. There was a time when I was still mortal when the Dawn Command or the Empire was an attractive concept, perhaps, to protect my lands. But at that point, I had been dealing with so much and created so many spirits to support me that turning off my magic for their protection didn't seem like a good idea. And unlike so many of my sisters and brothers, when I chose to stake my claim on some area, I had the means to defend it. And eventually, the Dawn Command simply grandfathered me in. Which is why I guard the Halfsbridge show effectively. Because I don't want anyone to use it, because it is mine. And it is through its connection to the dusk that I am able to do my work. And if anyone might disrupt that, well then, we'd have people trouncing all over the place. She's peeing on that as well. Okay. Well, that's...
This is mine!
It's a good thing you have control over this whole area, so you can clean that. And that.
You can take
And that. Fart! Anyway.
You can take that.
I'm
Weapons
Ink of
rack
Dawn
with you when
Command,
you
and these are
leave.
my wingmates in the Reborn. How should we address you? Because I'm...
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. This happens occasionally.
I've actually dealt with the time displaced ones before. All right, go upstairs and collect yourselves, and we'll come down tomorrow and have a conversation. But until then, just know I can't imagine you have anything to tell me that will allow me to let you use the bridge. And this may have been a fool's errand. But, you know.
I think we will have some salient points to discuss in the morning, but for now, I'll just leave you with this thought. What if your corner of the dusk is hiding an enemy to us all?
I'll mull that one over. By the way, it's Forsaken what caused all this. Forsaken in the chat, thank you so much for that.
Oh, by the way, I'm bored with the stick now, and I saw a rabbit.
Okay. All right, so Varya will be back in a few hours.
She'll tire herself out. This is
Are
probably
you secretly sad that you're not playing fetch anymore?
Not really. I was just thinking of grabbing the rabbit and flinging that instead.
You can't outrun you, so.
All right, so I'm going to open the door and yell out to Eerie that we've got rooms and just to meet us upstairs when she's all tuckered out. And I guess I hoist Ink onto my shoulder and walk upstairs because there's no other real option.
Yep.
I could tell him, but he'll be up in like 2 hours. So...
All right. Somewhere up the stairs, he goes, Varya, no! And then... All right, so... you tire yourself out eventually, and, well, you don't really get tired, but, like, you get bored of chasing the rabbit or Chan or whatever, or, you know, or Eerie, and eventually regain your humanity enough to sort of dust yourself off and return to one of the rooms.
That was not okay. What just happened?
In many ways, though, the town smells a lot more homey.
Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not fine. I'll be out back.
You missed a spot.
I hate you.
Varya, no! Sorry, headphones.
I will definitely be out back.
The Countess summons a violent storm that night to cleanse the town.
Is it a storm of nature's miracle? I'm sorry, nothing gets out werewolfy except nature's miracle.
I thought that was.
This episode of Phoenix Dawn Command brought to you by Nature's Miracle.
Yeah, to be fair though, at least it was a werewolf. If it was a demon, you have to use sin against nature's miracle.
Oh god. I understand what you guys did on Moon's Bow now.
All right, best episode ever, but
Well, I guess it's better than eating faces.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what this one is.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can conjure a storm to wash it all away, like no harm, no foul.
I can't.
A little bit of foul, but no harm.
So come the morning.
Can I stop being time displaced now?
Yes, you're very
Okay.
tired.
No.
You did a good job. I mean, I think chat got their money's worth. You had to shut up for an entire interaction, and then you had to, like, that timing thing is really hard. I actually kind of want to try and see what Robot Teammate would do with a thing like that on.
I'm waiting for you to say things from the future. And then
little
see if they
timer
come
and just
true.
set it
Yeah,
like
in
but
the
that's
course
on
of the
me.
narrative.
Like, if you say future things, I have to guide towards them. We haven't reached that yet. So, Chad, hold on to your $5 for that one. Wait till we're in a nice conversation where Mike and I really have to, like, stretch our improv skills.
Do it.
Oh God, I wish I could remember Kirk's dispatch to Starfleet Command in Star Trek IV right before they go back in time. It doesn't matter.
Will you use a lot of colorful metaphors?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you wake up and you're still in the grove at Halfsbridge, in the council house, and the Countess is downstairs when you arrive. She doesn't look much different than she did last night. It's not entirely clear if she sort of is a biological entity at all at this point. She has physical space, but she doesn't seem to like be aging. She clearly can't be aging because she's been around for hundreds of years. But she sort of looks like Sandy Toxvig of QI fame, if anyone watches that show. Like sort of regal woman with white hair, and she greets you all. Well, last night was interesting, but that itself won't buy you any of my favor, despite clearing up some of the monotony of my regular existence. Maintaining my own lands has been my pursuit for many hundreds of years, and I have not entertained visitors except my servants. So, what compelling reason should I allow you to breach the dusk wall?
Don't you want to see if it's possible
I know it to be possible.
for us to do it?
No, I don't know that. Well, that's intriguing, but for all I know, there'll be some sort of feedback from you crossing over that will seal the walls forever. As you know, my magic has been banned by your people for a long time, and if it wasn't for this breach at Halfsbridge, I wouldn't have access to it at all. I'd have to depend on the Fallen, who, as you well know, have long since moved past control from man.
I apologize. The muse of writing has struck me. Do you have perhaps a piece of parchment and a quill and some ink I might borrow?
Like, a cabinet opens and it's there.
Thank you.
Really?
The spirit's taking it.
You're gonna spend that spark eventually. I don't know what on what. What is it?
Just says Hectar.
Ah. Well, how many years now has it been since it woke up that no mortal has known of it? I suppose no mortal still has, but you're close enough. Yes, it's in there, as are all the constructs of the ancient times, and all of them out of control. Even some I created in my youth are there now. Thankfully, I can say the one I know you've encountered most is not one of my creations. The puppeteer was a mistake from the drafting phase on. But he did come visit me and talk about you. They all come visit me here because, well, I know what they really are.
And what are they?
They're machines. They're gears. They're concepts and ideas built 100 years ago that have gone terribly awry.
You couldn't just say Hectarch?
One might say.
It was more poetic.
One might say that they are cogs.
That might be true. And as a result of the machine itself being broken, these cogs are spinning out of control, and may the gods themselves bless the mortals who get ground between them when they come together. Puppet Master was originally designed to turn enemies against each other, as was the chant, something else I've been told you've encountered. Of course, now they turn friend against friend for no reason. Many of these creatures had purpose and nobility and drive in their day, and now they are something far worse. I wouldn't necessarily say that's untrue of any of you or myself at this point. If you live long enough, you are bound to lose track of what your initial destination was.
Enough. Will you grant us passage to the dusk or not?
I like these two. Civility might be the problem to begin with. And this one's fun too. He hasn't said anything, but what he's doing to my walls is really interesting.
What are you doing to the walls?
They're bending around him and like,
Oh, sure.
Also, what are you doing to the walls? On top of that, I'm sure there's something.
Are you peeing on the walls? She's going to conjure a storm of nature's miracle in here now, you realize.
Eerie was here.
Well, I can't say I honestly slept last night, as I don't do that anymore, and neither do you. But when I went to bed last night to spend some time awaiting this conversation, I did not expect I would say yes, but I think I will. But I must warn you that there is something that happens when you reach my level of magical interference, and that's that the dusk takes note of you. And eventually, over time, the dusk finds its own version of you. A reverse, an inverse concept. So the Countess on the other side, because I'm allowing this, will not. So you're bound to have a confrontation with her once you pass the bridge. I will say I can inform you of some things I'm assuming that your leaders did not know.
Such as?
The Dusk is not simply a copy of this world, but of all possible versions thereof, and it travels between them itself on its own volition. That's why the Fallen are so powerful and so mysterious. They are an incarnation from a reality that could have been or might be again. And when you make your bargain with them, they simply make that the reality that exists here, and take your reality and put it there. So many shifts have been made because so many mortals have made their bargains that what was the original world and what would be the world again have long been lost. But they all exist on the other side of that bridge, which means up can be down and left right, good bad, and good ideas bad ideas, very easily so.
Would that include ourselves as well?
Phoenixes don't exist there in this way, except on their crucibles. However, because crucibles exist outside of time, you may be there now.
I was really hoping to meet myself over there.
You're the one with
It was like the
reality
really
bending.
happy, peppy version of you.
Hey guys!
Little spinny hat.
I'm happy.
Eerie here.
Yeah.
She gives you all a vial.
Sorry, tangent. He's Eerie, and he's actually like a prostitute. Sorry.
Yep, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's like a
definitely doing
really like cheery Varya over there too, like super like well read.
Varya.
She's like
Varya.
kind of like a chibi, like
Well, obviously,
dire wolf.
Aria.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. Yeah. This
I'm really glad she's confirmed we're not on the other side.
Yeah. Meeting Miriam would just be weird.
She offers you, I say, not gives you. She offers you all a vial of what appears. It looks like this sort of blue crackling version of the Dawn energy vials that you normally receive from Dawn Command. Over there, your connection to the energy that powers you will be faltered. If you want to access it effectively, you'll need this. There's only enough for a short time each, but take it when you need it, and it will reconnect you to your spark.
Can someone carry this for me?
Of course, Varya.
I have tons of pockets. This is fine.
Ink, will you carry this for me?
I'd be happy to.
I don't remember who you are.
And as I'm
It's
taking the
hurtful.
vials, I'm like, you have been busy, haven't you?
Well, you made a few mistakes when you came here. I mean, in and amongst peeing on my stuff.
That wasn't me. That was her.
The first and biggest mistake you made was assuming I didn't know what was happening. The Hectarch was designed to end life, including my own and all the other supernatural beings, all on this planet, and it won't be sated until it does. Sorry, Hectarch, sorry. We're all okay now.
Oh my God, is he in the chat?
We're all
Oh,
fine
fuck.
here. How are you?
The Hectarch won't stop until it's destroyed everything, and I'm part of everything, and so that makes me your ally. However, the Hectarch was created by one of you to begin with. Well, not created, but woken back up. It was created by regular mortal peoples. They cause all the problems. but it was one of you who created this issue to begin with by breaking the rules.
You mean immediately within our group, us?
Oh, no. Although you've met him. He's been doing this for way too long. That was the rule he broke. Way too long has he been here. And in doing so, he amassed too much power, and it woke up the Hectarch. So even if you solve your problem of the Hectarch, our problem of the Hectarch, you still have the problem of what caused it, and that's a problem that you'll have to take inside. So that will be an annoying, I don't know, parliamentary procedure going on Pyre. I don't know how you guys do it. Someone has a gavel, I assume?
Yep.
Oh, shit. I ship that.
The hammer? It's my penis.
Yes.
Yeah. Case and no one got that.
Wait, could you give me a link on the internet that I might be able to go and learn more about that?
Atmos.sphere.
I thought it was hammeratmos.com.
No, that's different.
There's a
That's
Tumblr page. It's
different
called
one.
Atmos' Hammer. It's exactly what you think.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
www.hammerinthemorning.com.
Tweet him Atmos.
Atmos.
Well, I wonder if like Mos Def has Atmos on.
That'd be amazing.
I read a very interesting article about those. Somebody who had like at letter D, just D or something, or like F, because when Twitter came into existence, they like all sprung at all these different things, right? Mm-hmm. And like just the amount of money he was offered on a regular basis for like at A or something like that. All right, yeah.
Oh, are we?
Time.
The homeless guy's like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah, somebody go out and take
Aren't
care
they
of
just pissed
Oh.
themselves like I do?
Werewolf? I don't know. What? How does that even make sense?
Just talking about peeing everywhere. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do plugs.
Wish I hadn't drank all that water and watermelon and coffee and beer. Something like that.
Mr. Pope, as we've made you go out and get beer, and we apologize for that, and we will pay you back both in money and in love. Is your blog back up and running?
Skip a Turn will have a new post next week, yeah.
Skipaturn.com?
Yes.
And what is the new post?
I will be reviewing Joking Hazard because, dear God, we need to laugh right now.
All right, Joking Hazard, which is a great game. There's a pre-release copy at Geek and Sundry, which is awesome.
Is that the cyanide and happiness one, or is that the...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know things.
Yeah. So a review of Joking Hazard by Stephen Pope. What's that?
Our camera is utter fucked.
Oh, is it doing all right?
Somebody jogged it on the way out before the stream began, and I've been like trying to jigger it back into place ever since.
I get it. We'll get there eventually. You know what we look like. All right, so okay, cool. Check that out. Check out that review. What do you have to plug, Chan?
What have I got? Got the podcast, Knowing is Half the Podcast, and the Science Jerks. Getting a bunch of other podcasts off the ground. My lovely fiance is doing a recap show of Ellen with 3 queer women. So they're doing it from the perspective of, talking about the weirdness, I guess, of that sort of queer issues in the 90s and how it gets played through just a regular old sitcom, because that's basically what it was for most of its time, called the Puppy Episode, because that was the episode where she came out. It's really interesting. Going to see where it goes. It's not up yet, but it should be soon. Starting a Transformers podcast, because that's what I've always wanted to do, is have a Transformers podcast. Some other stuff. Yeah.
What about you, Josh? Anything fun?
I guess I'm just gonna be the resident nerd and keep plugging video games that are really cool. I finally played Inside, and it is so awesome. If you haven't played Limbo, don't even worry about it. Just play Inside, because it's amazing. It's like the complete realization of the ideas that are in Limbo, but with a much more refined art style. The mechanics are better. The puzzles are more interesting. The world is more interesting. And it's way more weird. And the finale is like, oh, God, so cool.
You have me at weird.
What's that?
I was also on the Delving Dungeons podcast.
Oh, you're on the Delving Dungeons podcast? Way to go.
Nice. And then Virginia, because probably no one's played that. It's a first-person adventure game where you play a CIA agent who's been assigned to her partner because of some strange goings-on. And it kind of has an X-Files vibe, but as it plays out, it becomes this really interesting, rich, personal story. It's about 3 hours long. It's the only game I've played that has smash cuts.
Wow.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, and then you're sitting across the desk from your superior. They throw a folder to you, you pick it up, and you're looking at it, and then you're looking at it in a car.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool.
That's great. It's
3
good.
hours
It's a good
long.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Are we doing mid-game pitches?
Yeah, let me hit one so I can restroom before while you guys are while the Varya
Certainly.
ship is doing their work.
Oh, is that a thing that's happening right now?
Do you want to plug anything, Mac?
I kind of did most of it in the beginning
All
there.
right, we'll plug them again. That was the whole point of that, is to do it a few times so that people go to those things. I will plug Airwolf. I've decided in like a wild world of like geekdoms that I have to like find one that is not currently occupied that I love, that I can like just own, and Airwolf is my thing. I
Over
love
Blue
Airwolf.
Thunder?
What's that?
Over Blue Thunder?
Well over Blue Thunder. Although I do like all the 80s super vehicle TV shows because that was the weirdest quirk of the 80s and it's never existed outside of that. I mean, they did try remaking Knight Rider with, who was it?
Well, Val Kilmer was the voice
Val
of
Kilmer is
Kid.
the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
It existed. It was a
Hello,
whole season.
David.
They
I
had a
went to
whole season?
Juilliard.
Yeah, they got a whole season for no reason, and Kit had a drone that he could like shoot out the back. But Airwolf was great in its own way. It's in a TV show in which they had to find a reason for an air battle to be relevant in every episode. But it was such a strange show. It was like Belisarius Productions, I believe, as well as Airwolf, and like he was just like loved the idea of, or the writers loved the idea of like, yeah, like the guy who pilots Airwolf likes to play his cello on the pier while like hawks fly around. It was so fucking insane,
Sounds
and
amazing.
I love it. But Airwolf is great. So, but I also on the subject of like X-Files, X-Files is now on Netflix, or I guess has been for a while. And I went through and watched like the required viewing list
What
of
does that sound, by the way? Okay.
the required viewing list of Lone Gunman
D20
episodes.
ring.
So like from the introduction of the Lone Gunman to like key Lone Gunman appearances, and then the 3-episode arc over 3 seasons of like Lone Gunman focused episodes, including the last Lone Gunman episode called Jump the Shark, which is a backdoor cancellation episode.
Yeah.
In which they brought the cast of the Lone Gunman's now canceled TV show onto X-Files to kill them all there, to once and for all kill that show, which is the bizarrest thing that's ever happened in any show. It's like resurrecting Friends to kill Joey. It's like such a strange.
Worth it. That sounds
I
worth it.
am 1 degree of separation from Dean Hagland, who was the blonde lone gunman.
Who was Langley?
Langley. Because it was
Yeah.
Langley, Byers, and Frohickey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling my girlfriend Lemon that like Frohickey for me is a great nerd hero
Oh,
because he's like the least.
Hello, pretty lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the least like geeky of them. Like he's more like just like everyone's dad, but he's also the bravest of them. And so like the Lone Gunmen are a bunch of nerds who like work on computers, and every time they encountered a monster, Frohickey would like put his dukes up and run in, and you're like, really? Like that's awesome, Yeah, Langley, Byers, and Frohickey are, despite the fact that they're written as like,
Byers? Do you think
what?
that
Yes.
Stranger Things?
The
was
Stranger
like,
Things character is definitely named after.
Oh yeah,
her.
all of Stranger Things is a nod to.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend going through and just watching that down. Also, I believe the Indiana Jones movies are now on Netflix or
Are they?
Hulu. I think they are.
Wow.
Brain, I think, was telling me that. So
As
she
long
can
as the
clarify.
last one's on there, yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
I have them all on
Last
Blu-ray.
Crusade?
Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this sad.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna when we. By the way,
Last Crusade, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
subscribe so that after we're done with the Mac Rage emote, we can get the Josh emote that we can make it animated too, so we can just
Yeah, just
not like.
Yeah, I have Indiana Jones, the complete box set on Blu-ray, and I felt like I just need to take 2 of them and then throw them in the garbage.
Temple of Doom is an important movie.
Fuck that movie.
It was my favorite movie growing up.
Fuck that movie.
It's
I
very
fuck your childhood.
entertaining,
I'm
but it
sorry.
doesn't
It's
belong
terrible.
Oh,
the
I've been
rest
saying
of
that to my
it.
therapist for years, but like,
Like Short Round, really? Who thought that was a good idea? Fuck you.
Kate
The
Capshaw.
racism is hilarious.
That's even worse.
She wrote that movie by proxy.
She did.
I'm sorry, I'm going to put my mic back on because I'm going to mention this. The anything goes / like, the poison you just drank montage.
Because
poison
Indy's
you just
apparently
drank.
stupid now.
Yeah, I love that sequence. I don't think it's an Indiana Jones sequence, but it's a really good
it's
sequence.
If it were another movie, I wouldn't have a problem with it. The problem is it breaks its own rules and timeline. When he's like, oh, Marcus, I'm not superstitious. This is a prequel. And he's like chanting and some fucking magic rocks fall in a knapsack. And then later it's like, no, I don't believe in all of that. What the fuck?
There's a lot of
Yes.
shit you don't know about Indiana Jones, Mac Beauvais.
We should create a Mad About the Thing podcast.
I don't know it either, though.
We should all just talk about.
Choose a thing to be
I'll
real
talk
mad
Brandon, but
about.
I can talk about Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I can talk about Scooby-Doo and how little that makes sense. Well, the real question is, like, do you have to buy a special map to drive from one disused amusement park to the next one?
If it had been originated now, I'd say they just have an app.
Okay,
Yeah.
one of my favorite things when they did the Gotham City Sirens comic book
Yeah.
is they actually had a guy who was a real estate agent who specialized in weird hideout locations. So they actually justified why, oh, all these dudes have abandoned amusement parks, or they have this or that layer that fits their persona. There was a real estate agent for villains.
I love that.
Is he
I do think
also
that
a villain, or is he just a business
No, he's
person?
just a businessman.
If
He knows his clientele. It was beautiful.
if the Riverdale show takes off and like a new hot version of the Riverdale gang works, then they should definitely do a Scooby Gang where like they're all like modern ghost investigators that
DC did it.
DC
Yeah, I
did
was
it.
gonna say DC did the
DC
post-apocalyptic. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because what they've done is they've taken all of their Hanna-Barbera properties and they're kind of folding them in gently into a larger DCU kind of thing. I mean, they haven't really overlapped with the proper new DCU right now, but Wacky Racers is now this fucking Mad Max style kind of death race, and then there's what is it? Future
That's
Quest,
not
which
Chill out.
is
Yeah,
Johnny
chill out,
Quest,
Muttley.
Space Ghost, and like 2 or 3 other ones.
I see where your style influence comes from.
Herculoids, the
Yeah,
Herculoids.
100%.
Yeah,
Helmet
and there are supposedly
Yes, I
really
love
great.
that.
I haven't
Well,
read them yet.
I did like that
Put them on train tracks.
in the actual Batman comics.
Yeah,
Wendy. Wendy and- who was-
I'm like, we did it. Cool.
It was like
Marvin? Wendy and Marvin?
Yeah, Wendy and Marvin and Ace the Wonder
Alright, have
Dog
a
were
great
like
day.
actual.
They were
And
in
then
Teen
that's it.
Titans.
Yeah.
They
Play
got-
Red Dead Redemption.
One of them got murdered, didn't they? Like one got
There's a
killed.
trophy for
the
that.
dastardly.
Yeah.
Very graphic.
No, one of them. I thought one of them is Proxy now. One of them is the like new Oracle
Yes.
because she got
the best.
paralyzed.
But since it was Teen Titans, they didn't know what to do with it, so she just kind of got pushed.
Oh, didn't
Okay.
Dog turn into like Cujo or something like
That's
that?
what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Oh, it was
No,
I
that's
mean,
wrong.
after he got bit by that, rabid bat or something.
It was nest.
As a Teen Titans fan, I have done nothing but suffer for 15 years with this comic.
Well, that's your fault.
All right, you
Are
two
you
plug.
gonna,
I'll
you're
be
gonna go
back.
do a thing?
Okay,
Someone.
really quick. Thank you. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera whatever. We're starting something on Geek and Sundry called #Shelfie Saturdays. That is #Shelfie Saturdays. Where on Instagram or Twitter, if you want to send us a picture of your gaming collection or anything on your shelf that you think is super cool, tag us at Geek and Sundry and the #Shelfie Saturday, and we basically just kind of want to see what you guys are playing with, and that's about all I can say right now, but you should participate. #Shelfie Saturdays.
Like the things that are on IKEA furniture shelves.
Yes.
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 Selfie Saturdays, got it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the stuff I had to plug is kind of what I talked about. I have
Well,
to tell
plug it
you
again.
guys, though,
Plug
like,
it
I'm
again.
super stoked because, seriously, since I started tabletop, because I have an affinity for monsters and more monsters, everybody goes, oh, well, you've played Vampire the Masquerade, you played White Wolf, you've done something like that, and I haven't gotten to it all. I've never been invited to one of those games. So this is the very first time that I'm getting to actually dive into that world, and I know that they're very RP heavy, so I'm just gonna dive in and just go for it. I'm really stoked about it.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and I'll finally like be able to tell people when they go, "Oh, you played that game, right?" I'll be like, "Yeah, totally,
Yeah, of course.
totally
I'm playing right now.
Yeah, so again, tomorrow night.
I just
the
came from
first
playing
night
that
I'm
game.
playing-
I don't know.
But seriously, tomorrow night we're gonna do it every other week. It's gonna be every other week on Sundays at 5 o'clock. It's the Happy Jacks RPG. You can find it on Twitch, and you'll be able to tune in and see a bunch of people playing vampires.
And
which is pretty
they're
cool.
a really good group, and they really know their stuff, and it's gonna be a great time.
I'm super excited to join that, and it really is a great group, and they're kind of letting me do whatever I want, which is probably not in their best of interest, but they don't know that yet, so I might as well take advantage while I can.
Also, I would propose that next extra live stream that we do on Saving Throw here, we should do the Werewolf Wild West game.
I want in on that
that'd
like
be
times
cool.
Yeah.
a million.
Yeah.
Yes, I have the book. I can
But
run
then
that.
Do you? Do you? Well, there you go. So next extra live stream, you're hearing it here now. Stephen Pope is going to run Werewolf. Is it?
Werewolf the Apocalypse Wild West.
Yes.
Yes, I want to.
And
go
Mac's
to
going to be
there.
in it, and I'm going to be in it too.
It's one of those things that just like, I was like, people on the stream
Josh, maybe.
must be getting
Yeah,
bored
sure.
of me
So-
playing werewolf characters,
I'm
and they're all
just
like,
picturing,
nope, keep doing it.
You can all
Brown,
enjoy the
dusty
subtle racism
werewolves.
of Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Which is like appropriate.
Yeah.
Can there be like werewolf clothing? Is that a thing you can make happen?
There is.
Okay, perfect. I'm so in.
They have an
100%.
entire thing where you could like make it so it's like a never nude cloth.
You're a very self-conscious werewolf.
No, I just want to look really fucking cool. If we all are
Werewolves
just
already
werewolves,
look really fucking cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
but a
like
werewolf and a
wax
duster with a
mustache.
6-shooter.
Oh, okay,
Exactly.
okay, I do love the idea of a werewolf with like a mustache
Yes.
that's like all like waxed up and
Like, we gotta have a
Voiced
little
by
bit of
Keith
flair.
David.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No, wait, I'm just thinking of his character in Quick and the Dead, which is not a bad thing. Have you guys seen Quick and the Dead? Sam Raimi's Western?
It's been a long
Oh,
time.
but I want to.
It's so fucking good.
So you're gonna give me a copy of that after I get the Winchester.
the 16
one,
copies
right?
of
Yes.
the
Yeah,
Winchester.
I want 16 copies.
See, and the thing about Winchester House is that technically we were shooting it in
What did
3D,
you
which
do?
is why we didn't end up shooting a third of the script, because every shot took like half an hour to set up with 2 cameras.
3D.
And there's like 4 gags in the whole movie that could actually benefit from 3D.
I fucking hate 3D. Like in general, across the board, I just do not like 3D unless it's an old movie where it was super gimmicky. But
Sure.
when it comes
Watch
to
the
now, where
Volleyball.
they're where it's
Yeah.
I'm okay
a
with
big
it.
thing,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I
no,
hate it.
I think the problem with 3D is the way people approached it as like a gimmick versus looking through a window.
Well, I mean,
And I don't like it either way, though. I've seen movies that are gimmicky, like when I went and saw Beowulf, which was like 2 hours of
Oh,
my
you
life I
the
can
one they
never
call
have
Beowulf.
back again.
Yeah.
And then I've seen stuff that was more like Avatar, where it was just supposed to be depth. They make me want to vomit, first off. And
Avatar
I
was
don't
so
think they add anything to the movie, and because you got to wear those heavy fucking glasses the whole time, hurts the bridge of my nose, and they're super, like, it dims out the colors. I wear glasses, and I don't like wearing 3D glasses.
Okay,
I would just
wait.
wear it over my glasses.
Do you ever
It's
wonder
annoying. I hate it.
if for the movie
hashtag Shelfie
Beowulf,
Saturdays.
in the movie Beowulf, if they had been like, this movie sucks,
Which
we
it
can
did.
probably make almost all of our money back by just releasing like digital Angelina Jolie footage on YouTube. Like, I don't think they could have been like, we made fake Angelina Jolie. Like, we're through the looking glass now. Subscribe or whatever. Like, they could have.
It's not his fault.
That movie was.
I blame
fucking
Ray
awful, though.
Winstone.
That movie shouldn't have sucked.
But yeah, I can't do
Well, it's
3D. Like, it
Two
doesn't
words,
work for me. I
uncanny
don't get
valley.
anything out of it. Even the stuff that's more subtle, I don't get anything out
I'm
of
sorry.
it.
Okay, I mean, like I usually enjoy it.
Also,
I honestly,
but
I
hey,
wish I
but
had
you know
seen
what? Fucking
Prometheus
Crispin
in
Glover as
3D,
Grendel.
'cause it
I
would
wish
not
I
be
hadn't
only-
seen Prometheus at
terrible.
all.
only redeeming factor. Yeah.
Yes.
I went and I saw it at the Vista on Sunset, like
so
on
sorry.
opening night. No, it was hilarious.
Are we
'cause
still
that's a
talking
Visoni
Beowulf?
Crowd. No, we're on Prometheus now.
Oh, okay.
Prometheus
And
is
after
terrible.
about 20 minutes, it was just like
You
a
like
laugh
Prometheus?
factory. We were all
Don't tell Mandy
we
that.
burst out laughing anytime anything dumb
I-
happened in the movie. So every 5
tell
minutes, the
everybody.
crowd
Yeah,
just erupted.
5
I
minutes,
also
you're
say
being
that 3 and
kind.
4 don't mind them.
I'm trying to be.
You know
3
what?
was
Yeah.
the first R-rated movie that I could get myself into, so I saw it a fucking bunch. And especially
Oh, yeah,
now
I'll watch
in
one through
hindsight, knowing that
4.
it was Fincher, I'm like, Very glad that I saw that.
Like 4 is fun. 4 is a popcorn movie.
And I like Janae. I love Janae, and I love
And the
all
third
of the
one has Charles Dance.
Alien. Because Alien 4 is Joss Whedon's script and Jean-Pierre Jeunet, Amelie, City of Lost Children, etc. directing.
It's a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
I think the Overlord is asking if we're still playing.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
What show do you think you're watching? There's no tangents. It's not the same show.
Wait, is that like Zach Overlord?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
different Overlord.
Okay.
We are still playing.
We're
Alright.
so sorry.
We're back.
We're not sorry.
See,
I'm
no,
not
this
sorry.
is conversations
never
that we
sorry.
were all having because Ink somehow imparted his pop culture knowledge that he gained from his crucibles to the rest of the wing. Yeah, I covered that up pretty well.
Look, we RP'd really hard, so I think we deserve this.
Yeah. All right. So.
Well, we got an hour left, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So. She leads you out to Halfsbridge, which is the what just happened?
Okay, no,
Jen?
we have to keep playing.
Nope. Chan is broken.
Sorry.
Let him be broken.
Alien 4, one of my favorite things about it, Michael Wincott. I fucking love Michael Wincott. He is in Westworld. He plays Old Bill in Westworld. I had no idea.
All right.
Oh shit, yeah, he does.
Tangent again over. All right. So.
Wait, on that note, can we toast to the lady with the white shoes?
It's quite a story, friends. You'll put yourself away, won't you?
I actually bought a Westworld T-shirt
I
already.
saw a secret pop-up show on Wednesday in Silver Lake, and they played a montage of 3 songs. I keep forgetting the actual name for for a bunch of songs together. So I said montage like it's a
Well.
video.
Medley.
Medley, thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's okay.
Oh,
I
it's been
bought.
bothering me for like 3 days.
I got a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure shirt
Nice.
with Bill and Teddy.
So they played the Mad Men theme, the Transparent theme, and they finished with the Westworld theme. And hearing that played by a string quartet,
Oh shit,
It's pretty
chilling, yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I think I hear it playing off in the woods in the area that we're in the game.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
was
have we
really
been in fucking
good.
Delos this whole time?
Yeah.
Ah!
All right,
Fuck
so
you, Keith Baker. Kidding.
Unless you're interested in that. No, that's
Okay. All right.
hat on hat tip. All right, so we.
All right, game hats on, guys.
All
Yes.
right.
All right. I'm
As
rooting.
always. All right, so we she leads you out to Halfsbridge, which is the bridge you saw earlier, and says, perhaps the name is not exactly a mystery. This half of the bridge is here, the other half in the dusk. You simply have to know that you need to travel between the two, and it should take care of itself. I usually spend a little bit of my mystical capital to make the crossing. You'll need to do whatever it is you do in that sort of circumstance.
Yeah, how many?
Being us.
3.
All right.
Being us is apparently not enough. Which it really should
No,
be.
I'm on the list, Halfsbridge.
Wait, Benjamin Franklin, change your mind?
So you.
What would you say to
is that old man?
Alexander Hamilton? Wait, no. Sorry.
So you. I feel like Jackson had dived into the room. We mentioned Hamilton. All right, so you.
You just gotta pull a fucking Kool-Aid man just right through a wall.
Yeah.
Balls through the roof. What?
You. Sorry. Somehow that was the
God.
Kool-Aid man in my version. He like fell to the ceiling. He was like not okay. He was like he got lost. He was like, oh, well, what's going on?
It's like I think I fucked my leg up. Okay,
I am so glad he's not watching this.
You're glad the Kool-Aid man is not watching this?
No, Jack.
Oh no, this is the Kool-Aid man in my version. Jack.
Can I go back to chasing rabbits, please?
All right, so you burn the sparks to cross over on the other side of the Halfsbridge.
Wait, before we go,
Yeah.
I want to get hella meta here for a second. Sorry, the title that she is using is
Countess?
Countess. So as we're about to approach, I want to take her side and say, Countess, please know that I wasn't trying to insult your intelligence by assuming you didn't already know what was going on. I was just fulfilling the part of the narrative of the story that I've already read.
She eyes you curiously and then
the story that you and I are living is known. It's been told in various places over various years. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. In certain cultures, it's being enacted as you and I speak this very moment. Sorry, I had to do it. But thank you for allowing the narrative to continue.
As you come out, what was that about?
Nah, nothing. Don't worry about it.
So as you travel through the rift into the dusk,
Except Broody.
it's oh yeah, I got it. Don't worry, I'm waiting on that sound effect. It's as if you're basically walking into a mirror image. I mean, you walk off the bridge to nothing, and it sort of fades into a new reality. But it's now as if you're walking down the same bridge back from whence you came, and the same town lays out in front of you. And this world is sort of like an off-color mirror image of what you were in before. So it's like the tones are different, and the plants are blue hued instead of green hued, and everything is a little bit darker. And here, I'm going to use this Clockwork Castle sound effect. Thank you, Plate Mail Games.
Oh, that's appropriate. Mm-hmm. Varya, what do you smell?
I don't know. What do I smell?
Make a spread for that.
Just what are we looking for over here?
Let's see. I can give you that.
Hold, please.
11.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's definitely like sort of strange smells. The plants here have a different biology, and there's a sort of general feeling that things here are like foreign or unusual. But you can also sort of smell like the ozone-like after effect of magic as it's cast, and there's a distinct sort of feeling. You know, there's the odor of things unwell.
How much detail do you want?
Surface.
Magic, and it's definitely not our world. Everything smells wrong.
Understood. Let's tread cautiously, friends.
Agreed. Watch our step and.
Gee, on the inverse area we're in, like, let's be careful, like we weren't going to do that before.
Well,
We've
And
had
it-
issues in the past. I think it's worth saying.
thank you, Atmos.
It wasn't my fault.
I think we were all complicit. I wasn't blaming just you, okay? We're in
Sax, is there any
unknown.
merit to doing an observation spread?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that's 5 as a base. There's 9, and then astonishing luck is 13. And I just kind of want to get a lay of the land, basically.
This is definitely the inverse of the little town that you were in before, but there are some differences here. There are mounds of earth and stone sort of piled along the pathway and sort of in the middle of the road, and there are the sort of dilapidated buildings that were on the other side are pristine here, but they're boarded up, like they've been like shielded up in some way.
Interesting.
Let's see.
Hey, look, where you peed, it smells like potpourri over here.
Look, I don't know what happened, okay? That's never happened. I mean, you see what usually happens.
Sorry, one more second, and we'll be good to go.
Like, I am what I am. You guys fucking
Do we
know
have
it.
any idea which direction we need to be heading in, or we're just here in the dusk?
I feel... Atmos, I'm sorry. I honestly don't know which direction we should head. I'd like to say that we should follow the path that we came, but who's to say how far it will take us, which way it diverges, what would be where we came from if we headed back
Yeah.
towards Pyre.
But
I have an idea. But let's keep walking for a bit.
After a few steps, there's you can hear like a sort of rush of force and energy, and a a voice sort of comes out from where the old council house was. I never thought she'd let you across. And there's a sort of like quaking feeling as like mystical energies are unleashed. You're not welcome here. She may not want to preserve the status quo, but I do. There's something after this, and I intend to see it. I won't let you stop the mechanisms that are moving now. The mounds of earth sort of like animate into...
That was Michael, not ink. Even so, that look was justified. Thank you.
You're helping him.
Menem Nessa.
Give me 1 second here because there's a really good track for this.
That means it is known in Dothraki.
If you like pina colada.
Rupert Holmes. Sadly, no relation.
Holy shit, that'd be
It was
great.
too good. It's my favorite fight song.
It's your favorite fight song? That'd be great.
I'm glad you're with me.
My favorite thing about that song is the old school, like late 80s, early 90s karaoke video that, especially that they have at Max Karaoke in Little Tokyo, that I'm sure is on other various karaoke platforms, but it's terrible and wonderful at the same time. Thank you for listening to me.
Sorry.
Thank you and good night.
Let me give you some more to deal with before I try and find this sound effect. So they raise into golems that are like sort of made up of like random matter, and they shamble towards you. Available to deal with here is a blue tree, some debris from one of the dilapidated buildings.
Mug of Sharpies real quick, please.
There is an old fence.
Sir.
You guys can put the rest of these out. There is some boxes.
But now we have pastel.
There's a weapon rack and a foul wind.
Ew.
Is this a group enemy?
They're not traveling in a group. They're individuals. There's about 10 of them. Is that thing being annoying again today?
It's been drifting.
It got cocked.
Somebody hit it and it's been drifting ever since.
Slowly panning away from the...
Fuck this shit.
Oh, nice. So get spooky.
It's like Steven Soderbergh in here.
Let's accelerate the
No,
intensity
less
very
Steven Soderbergh
slowly.
or Battle to Earth.
Oh.
This is a bad combination of things I have right now.
And it wouldn't really
Why
work
isn't
so well
everybody
except for the
injured?
shelves in the background. Damn you shelves.
All right, I cannot find... There is...
Okay. Yep.
Nice. So it's just like a bunch of like rakes and
Yep. A
Yeah.
lot of hose.
yeah.
Why are you ruining my life?
No,
We're in
it's
the upside down,
Bizarro
baby.
version.
That's how it
yeah.
is.
I don't want to touch that.
What do I do with this?
Hold on. And try something crazy here.
Oh, excuse me.
It's all right. We have been drinking beer.
Oh.
That's the
Arnold Vosloo, is that you?
that is the problem with using these without like...
Possibly.
It's only
I did have to do
so
a
full.
I did
I'm
have
so
to do
full.
a growl at the end of the last game, so.
This will work. These Hell's troops will work. There is a golem rising sort of like sound effect, but I can't find it. I have to learn I actually have to like come in here and work with this before the game, like an adult. All right, so what is a? Ooh, you want to grab the torch? Someone should take the torch. I'll keep track of the health over here because I've realized that at this level of play, if I like assign numerical values to enemies, they can accidentally kill you, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to.
I mean, I have cards that are way better once people are fucked up.
All right, well,
and I wanted
I'll
to
go first.
like
May I have the
take a
marker,
hit.
please?
Fucked up.
You got the whole thing of markers. You pick your own fucking marker.
Do we know their defense values or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say the golems all have a defense of around 7, because they're all made of like,
Okay.
stones and rocks and.
So while he doesn't have Dream Shadow anymore, he is still calling upon his abilities as a member of the Shrouded to duck behind the old fence, become hidden, pop out behind one of the golems. Now I can attack with 3 cards that aren't traits. Unfortunately, I can only use one of those as intelligence.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
So there's 8 there.
Yeah.
There's 13, and then +2 from Grimclaw, that is 15.
15?
Yeah.
All right, you do a significant amount of damage, and that golem sort of like, carve pieces off it, which fall and end into the ground. And so that golem is significantly wounded by that attack.
And how many golems are we dealing with?
8.
All right, somebody else go.
Have a marker.
Which
Yes.
is an unusual thing for me to say, but
You really have changed.
no, just the cards in my
with torch in
hand.
hand, am going to clamber up the blue tree and just launch myself off in a swan dive, pulling my hammer out of its sheath,
Nice.
just extending it and bringing it down upon the head of the closest golem. And
Okay.
that is 10 attack all told. Using my hunter skills,
Okay.
as I clamber up the tree.
And did you add your 2 plus
That
from?
is the 10.
Okay. So you'll do some damage. Same one as him or a different one?
A new one.
Okay, so you'll do some damage to that one. The golem sort of.
Wait, I should draw back up because it was the end of my turn.
Yes.
Sorry.
The golems sort of like fall in amongst you and make a rank 7 attack or a level 7 attack against all of you. One, a number of golems each.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I only have at current. I can do 5 defense.
Okay. Take
And
a wound.
I'm sorry, Sax.
And
What's
I
the number we're
disappear.
aiming for?
Okay. What's that?
What's the number we're aiming
7.
for? I can do 8.
Okay. You're fine. Just put it down.
Card.
I got 8.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a Führer condition.
Führer. Führer them.
So it was 7.
The Führer of God.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. 8 defense. I
8 defense?
Yeah, I really wanted that wound, but whatever.
Well, you do it then.
You
You're
want
fine.
the wound? I give you wound.
Yeah.
You can just choose not to defend if you want to. You don't have to defend.
But I want to take a ton of damage.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it was
okay.
either like defend it completely or be like, hey, this is fine.
All right. Who else wants torch?
Give it to me. I'm gonna slide over, kick one of those bakas at the head of one of the golems, and then as they block it, I'm gonna swing down and gut them.
Okay.
Is that your attack sound?
Yep.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Those poor golems.
9.
They knew
9.
nothing of
Yeah.
McDonald's
Okay.
before
The
this
same
fight.
one of the wounded ones or
They'll
one of the
never
existing
forget.
ones?
One of the wounded ones.
Okay. What do you got, Mac?
Well, I'm gonna take the plowshares rack, which is what is even happening in this world here.
Somebody needs plowshares.
What is even it?
Yes, to drive that, and somebody use that to draw a card. Ooh, that is actually helpful. All right. Okay. It's gonna be a lot of math. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Ruthless. I'm gonna take a wound to make that 10, and also to flip Grimclaw.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. I'm gonna use crude but effective. Thanks, plowshares. And then let's go ahead and throw that in there. So we've got 10, 15, 19, 23, 25.
Jesus. All right. That one is definitely dead. So you smash that one with the plowshare's rack, and it scatters all the pieces of it again around. But there are still more, and they sort of another one takes its place, like rolling over to you, and tries to sort of suffocate you by gooing onto your face, and that happens to all of you at the same time. The golems try to essentially engulf you in the liquid and rocks and whatever.
Golem goo.
Golem goo. So this is a all or nothing strength 10.
Whew.
If it's all or nothing,
Okay.
can't defend against that.
Can't.
Okay.
But my endurance is 3 PT dubs.
Okay. So you're all. Well, you both. Well, how are you, the two of you on this one?
God damn it. I have 9.
Burn spark.
Can on a defense.
I'm gonna eat it.
All right. So you all basically get engulfed. So you all take 1 wound, and you all have the exposed condition as you're sort of dragging, a heavy percentage of golem around on your body, and it's making it hard for you to fight. That reduces all your spreads by 1.
I disappear again, though.
Okay, yes, you do.
It's just crap stuck to invisible nothing.
And then I get 2 sparks, and each of my wingmates gets 1.
All right. Here's 2 for you, and here's 1 each.
Make with the give.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
And
It'll be okay, Mac. It's just a spark fall.
It's the spark fall. Let them tumble.
Oh, Mac not impressed. Okay. It's anyone's torch. Oh, are you counterattacking?
Yeah, I'm going to use Explosive Wrath and burn 6 sparks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to draw up 6 cards.
Okay.
And make a range attack with them that inflicts brutal fire damage.
Sounds great.
So that should be interesting.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna apply their fearer condition.
Thank you.
Okay. So that is 6, 9, 13, 18, 20, plus... so 21. We're gonna call that 21.
Okay.
And then, do I get to draw a card if I pull it? I don't feel like that.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So
21 to 1 target. That kills that as well.
yeah, all those cards. Yay.
How many of these guys are left?
There are 6 left. You've done a lot of damage though to a bunch of them. They just haven't finished them off.
And we're reduced by 1 card now, right?
Until you successfully attack an opponent.
Okay.
Ooh, so can I? Well, actually,
Yeah, you're fine. That was that'll take that off for you. What's next?
Who wants to use the foul wind? What's in the foul wind? Is the natural gases?
I mean,
like
do you
what
guys
can
want
we
to
do
go?
with it?
The more fucked up people are, the better things are going to be right now. I'm just going to say.
Anyone?
I'm happy
Or
to
else,
take some
or else
hits.
I'll just fucking do it.
Do it.
All right. Give me some of that debris down there,
Dibbers.
because I'm going to fling a bunch of shit at
Detritus.
them.
I love that word.
It's such a good word.
All right.
I would say it's double plus good. I would.
All right. I'm going to use power from pain because, ouch. Which lets me draw another card as well. I have everything in my hand now. I'm going to go ahead and use Feed on Fear as well, so they have to tell me what they're afraid of.
Okay.
Spiders.
And
Erosion.
That I'll be forgotten.
And
Other golem.
shit's gotten real
Bigger goal.
for you lately, so you have to tell me what you're afraid of, because I feel like it might be different than before.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw
You're
that
right.
down, and I think I can put down one more card because of everything going on. Put that down. So, let's see, that is 4, 8, 6, 5, 11. That is 15.
Okay.
Make it 18.
It is 18.
That kills one.
There we go. Varya! Grimclaw. Double Grimclaw.
I recognize that axe!
Yeah.
All right.
So do I need to tell you what I'm afraid of?
Yes.
I'm afraid that if I give in to the rage that I'm feeling inside, I'm nothing better than a monster. How about that, huh?
That sounds really familiar right about now.
So you're saying, despite all your rage,
I'm still just a rat in a cage.
Oh.
Round and round.
Oh, good. You
Are you
you
singing
understand
rat?
finally.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Keep it up. Keep it up. It reminds me of the amusement park in my hometown.
That was the roller rink for me.
Yeah.
That was the song.
The Tilt-A-Whirl specifically reminds me of rat. Yeah.
Sure.
Out on the street, it's where we meet. Sorry.
Was that 2 of you or 1 of you since the last villain
2.
attack? All right, so it's another strength 7 attack for all of you. Wait, yes, there's still enough of them.
Is it all or nothing?
No, this one is not.
Okay. I can do 5.
Take a wound.
I can do 4, but my endurance is 3.
It's still 1 wound.
Okay.
Shadow Wolf would be super helpful.
I can put
I get one of
3/4,
Okay.
or at least I want to put 3/4. That's as much as I'm willing to do.
Okay. Take a wound as well. Take 1.
Okay, I get 2 sparks back, and everybody gets 1 spark back.
You and your powers.
Yeah, isn't that shitty? It's like, yeah, hit me!
Ah,
I overcompensated.
you undercompensated.
I got 6.
Okay. Six on that defense. It's still 1 wound.
Is it seriously?
Well, no, it's not, because it'll math out to 0, so you're fine.
Math.
Wait,
math.
6 is okay for you? All right, I was 1 off.
Yeah, you gotta divide. Remember, you divide damage. For those of you who don't know how damage works in this game, if there's a target number that you have to defend against, the difference between what you can defend and that target number is divided by your toughness, and that's how many wounds you take.
Yep.
Which is why it's one of those games where you can't just sort of willy-nilly be like, it's a strength 15 attack, because if they suddenly can't defend, you're like, oh shit, well then by math, take 9 wounds. Sorry.
You're so dead.
I know you like that character, but now you're ranked out. So against an attack that does, say, 7, if you defend at 5, then there's 2 left. 2 divided by 2 is 1 wound.
All right. So, Ink, Eerie, one of you guys is next.
Somebody go.
I'll go. Okay. Jeebus.
Save me, Jeebus.
I have some thoughts.
Reminded of his first encounter with the Dread as a phoenix and using the moonlight as a weapon against them,
So really well before you
level
die.
7 ink is going to sort of become one with the foul wind and descend upon his opponents. But he's going to take a wound in the process to flip fucking Grimclaw.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how Grimclaw works.
So
have
there's
changed.
4, and because technically would you say that I was using that to become hidden?
Yeah, sure. Why
Okay.
not? That defense makes sense in my brain.
Sure. So there's 4 and 8, 11, 14.
14 will kill 1.
Okay. He's also stanky now.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I'm sure you
Oh
can.
man, I should have written miasma. Then it would have sounded cool. All right, so they're down about halfway. The counter countess comes out from the house, and she's like a sort of twisted, dark version of the countess that you met on the other side. And she sort of engages in battle, and she reaches over and she's gonna take. Oh my God, you've used every environmental object. She's gonna take nothing. She's gonna take clods of earth and throw them at.
Is she serious?
She's gonna they're moving telekinetically. She's not just like grabbing earth and like, get off of my lawn. No, she's throwing.
She's Cloris Leachman for some reason. I don't know. That's what I'm picturing.
Counter everyone is Cloris Leachman.
It was off. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I turned it off.
Oh, I see why you turned it off.
Yeah, because I'm watching chat as well. So you will say, Ink, make a ranked level 10 defense. Everyone else level 7. As you are, there's only 3 golems left, and they attack you.
Okay, here's the thing about that. If I play Heart of the Wing, if each of you burns a spark, I can get 9.
All right.
That's fine.
First offer now. This is a different Varya.
I think he's got more of my bullshit than I have of his, though.
Is that?
It's amazing.
You good?
Yeah.
6.
No,
Did
it's-
you put it in?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, you're good.
Then
Okay.
I'm gonna run 6. Defense.
6. That's 1 wound.
Everybody gets.
No, sorry, 0, because that was a 7 against you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
I have superhuman reflexes.
Okay. I'll let you dodge out for that. These are goons. You
Okay.
can easily get out of their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna 5.
5 is a wound. All right.
I do want to spark back because I'm gonna discard a card.
All right. So, what?
Hold on. Who just took a wound?
And then they all get a spark because
he did.
Discard.
Let me take that with Death Wish.
So you dive in front of that attack. You dive in front of that golem.
Yeah, I use my superhuman reflexes.
Yeah.
Hello, motherfucker.
You dodge your golem, but take his.
Nope, I have a plan, a PALN plan.
All right. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
I
Possibly go
meant
wrong.
to say possibly.
That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong.
All right,
Who's up?
I think it's your
Yeah,
turn.
I'm
Yep.
gonna hide behind that blue tree, being inconspicuous and such.
Oh, also I have disappeared again.
Yes, all right. So you're hiding and you're hiding. Your 2 battle-hardened characters are hiding.
It's good. This is fine.
It's all fine. All right. Is that what you're doing? Just hiding? Okay. You're fine. All right. So, what are you gonna do? Mac takes the torch
Yes.
in her crimson claws today.
Yes, I've been saving stuff. I'm
We
actually.
should.
That's
we
more
I'm
of
gonna
a
take one of
ruby
these
than a
to see if I
crimson,
can
really.
get another
Yeah.
card
We
out
should
of here.
do
Ooh, sure, that's a good.
like
That's a good
like
idea.
nails cam for Mac when she comes on the show.
I get great shots of her under the
Yeah, that's nice, right?
How do you do that? You must be double jointed.
And you must
And
be
be
Hungarian.
Hungarian.
You have to do the fingertips though.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing that I can.
Ed Wood, watch it, live it, love it.
Because I have the card that I got from last time leveling up.
Okay.
Yay! I do have to take another wound, unfortunately, to make this work, because reasons.
Because you're
Okay.
not double jointed or Hungarian.
So when you use this card
Yeah.
to spread, you suffer 1 wound and must burn 1 spark for each dead member of your wing, which so far hasn't happened. The value of this card is equal to the combined number of wounds of everyone in the wing.
Okay.
That's not bad.
And I'm
God
also
damn.
in brutal damage right now, so
That is not bad.
So what is that?
let's see. Hold
That's
on.
That's 5 there, 8, 10, 11.
Jesus.
So I've got 11 plus from this card, and then that actually plus another 6, so that's 17 because I count my wounds twice. 17, and then another 6 is going to be 23, and then that's 27. Let's go ahead and make that 30.
30 against whom?
I'm going after the fucking bitch
Counter countess?
lady person.
All right.
With
yes.
brutal damage too? 30 plus
And
brutal?
it is brutal damage.
Okay, you very quickly, like, rend a huge swath of her, like, chest off, and expose, like, her rib cage and a bunch of other useful items that should not be falling out of one's body. And she, like, sort of stumbles backwards, and, like, you know, like, blood is pouring out. It's like the blood is black, but that may be because we're in this world and not some sort of effect of her.
Sure.
And she sort of stumbles forward, and the golem sort of try and, like, move over to block her, and she says, wait. You spare me, I'll tell you what you need.
Hold.
No, you want to talk?
Hold.
It's the Hectarch you're after.
Our quarrel was never with you, Countess, but you sicked your goons upon us.
It's such a Hanna-Barbera
Dot
character.
Lawson. The crime
Well,
boss
I'm
of
the
Austin.
Countess. Welcome to the upside down world, every kitty.
All right, yes. Dot Lawson and Countess. Spin-off coming soon to a Saving
I like
Throw
our
near
rogues
you.
gallery so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh man, I think
Kill Wolfman again.
I think Talos and Jaffe is coming on Dick and Johnson on Monday, and
Oh, shit.
I might have to create. I might have to let chat choose between Dat Lawson, Countess, and 3 other dumb ideas. As that shows. By the way, if you've not been watching Dick and Johnson, on the last Dick and Johnson, they were like dreaming, so they literally were Scooby-Doo. They were Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. And Amy Dallin played Velma Dinkley. And at the end of the game, unbeknownst to me, as Shaggy, Hector like basically made a pass at Velma, and Velma explained to him that she's into Daphne, and then he had an in-character 20-minute breakdown about like how he should have seen it coming, and like, oh dude, why am I even on these trips? Like, I just thought I was getting close to you, man, and like, oh Scoob, come on, my life, and like, and Scooby-Doo is like, buddy, chill, and he's like having a meltdown, and I just sat there, and there was 20 minutes. It is like some of the best gaming I have ever had nothing to do with. I could have gone and got a snack.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out, Dick and Johnson. It's on VOD on
It's pretty rare. You really should.
Oh man, and like Hector's is made to be Shaggy, and then afterwards, Huff Camera is like, I kind of had a crush on Velma as a kid. Like this kind of broke me a little, and I'm like, sorry, buddy. But anyway, so yes, coming soon, Countess and Dot Lawson. So she stops and and is like, all right, I know it's the Hectarch you're after. I suppose if I have to suffer the continuing of this game we play, this existence, then I'll allow it. As I don't want to die now, as I know it's not my programmed time. But I'll tell you this. The Hectarch's power base
Programmed time.
is...
She fights for the users.
Yes.
The Hectarch's power base is created by it converting and subsuming and otherwise absorbing other entities. It's not powerful in itself. It's only powerful because it can corrupt others around it. It corrupted the chant, it corrupted the puppeteer, it will corrupt anything that it can get its hands on. If you travel to the Hectarch, if you can find it, it's in the south, in the Shadowvari territory here in this world of the dusk. If you can disrupt enough of its connections, it will have to regather its power. And while that might take only a short time here in your world, that will buy you years of time to build up your defenses against it and find a way to destroy it. But it was too powerful for anyone to destroy generations ago, and it will be too powerful now. If you attack it head on, you will fail. If you disrupt its powers, you might have a chance.
I have an idea.
When don't you?
Varya, we've been traveling together for quite some time now. You know that I often don't know what I'm doing.
I was trying to throw you a bone here, and you didn't want it.
Oh.
Perhaps I should throw you a bone.
Oh, are we going there now? Mister, I have fur on my cloak now, and apparently a bad attitude to match.
Can we hold off on the bone throwing between you two?
Countess. Counter-countess. How shall I address you?
I'm the countess here.
Countess.
Counter-countess is your word for me.
And again,
Only
the
my friends call
Castlevania
me
theme is in my head.
Counter-countess.
Sorry. Da-da-da-da,
Man.
da-da-da-da. Sorry.
Where you had a plan,
I have a plan. I have plan. I'm like a Cylon. Where on your side is the nearest Eerie in our world?
They correspond to the areas in your world, so it's not far from the forest once you reach it. Travel across the scrubland, it's probably the same one you used to reach here from your pyre. I warn you, though, as the Fallen exist here in a more physical way, they also inhabit space here, and some of their domain may be between here and there, or between where you're going in the area and your final destination.
Mm-hmm.
They're just as powerful here as they are on your side, but their bargains are significantly different.
I understand.
Great.
The path is treacherous. The danger is great. Phoenixes, we must find our way to the Eerie.
I'm already running.
All right.
Why?
I have a plan.
All right, so what I'm going to do, because we are approaching 8 o'clock, is give you guys a little time to role play on the travel before we get into another combat. No big combats today, but we had a lot of really good RP today, which I really enjoy. And so I'm going to leave it at that. And I also need to set up a combat that will challenge a group like yours and not just outright kill you. This is the first time ever I've had to worry about killing characters. Because I can actually kill you.
Yeah.
Permadeath. So yes, so I have to math it out. Thankfully, Keith Baker and I have already been chatting about this, although maybe not after I made a insult such past him 5 minutes ago.
What? What did you do?
No, you were like,
No,
fuck Keith
that was-
Baker,
that
and I'm
was-
like, I'm into it. So is Steve. So
I mean, just look at that Punim.
yeah,
Just look at
he's
it.
adorable. His wife's very wonderful. So
He's a solid 7.
Oh,
he'll take a 7.
You know what, room
We're
for
geeks.
improvement, but
None
above
of
average.
none of us here but Mac have been, like ranking in the 9s before. We're gonna go ahead and take 7 and love
I'm a 12.
it.
That's mathematically
are you calling
impossible.
yourself a dodecahedron? Because that's okay.
I'm not really sure how I feel about where this is going.
Indeed. Anyway, so as we're making our way through the not upside down, but it's the upside down.
Did you drink the water here? That's creepy.
I wanted diarrhea. No.
Everyone knows not to drink the water when you go to the dusk.
Okay, so we catch up with Atmos, and as we're kind of
Yeah, the tacos are amazing.
as we're making our way through the brush and trying to avoid any entanglements.
Okay.
Upside down.
Okay.
Just comes right out.
I
Okay,
try to
okay,
compose
okay.
myself, and I say, my theory is this. On my last trip through my crucible, I discovered a way that we can travel from Eerie to Eerie, circumventing the Grand Pyre altogether. There's no need for us to travel across land. There's no need for us to travel by ship, but we need to get to an Eerie. Now, if on this side we can somehow ignite the fire in an Eerie with Phoenix fire, and I'm going to lean on you for this,
Okay.
we can begin to start a relay across this land, and perhaps, because only Phoenixes can pass through, we can send advance parties through to this side
Here.
and defeat the Hectarch on this side. Are you with me?
I think it's worth a shot.
Even with all the phoenixes, are we going to be able to defeat this? She said something about disrupting it.
I don't know, but we can try.
She said they couldn't do it then. And she doesn't think we can do it.
It begins with the lighting of one pyre at one Eerie. That is all I ask. If we fail, then we go back through the Half's Bridge and we find another way.
I mean, honestly, I don't expect to make it either way. Just, it has to be worth it.
You survived, Varya.
It's more about than just me surviving.
You're not listening. You survive. Now let's find the area, okay?
What does Ink know? Will they ignite the area?
Does Ink know things? Let's find out.
When will we have another Eerie-themed episode? Tune in for more
Never.
Phoenix Dawn Command a week from now, here on Twitch. All right, so we will break it there for now. This has been an incredible game in terms of character development, which I totally am like fine with. It's so hard sometimes to find good RP in any game when you have to sort of push the plot along because you have business to do. We love you for watching. Thank you so much. I'm working on getting that art to you guys ASAP.
Yay.
Obviously, artists gotta eat and live and take time to draw.
Fish gotta swim.
Damn straight.
I
You
don't
can
know
see
what I
all of
have
us on various things. Mac is up tomorrow on Happy Jacks.
Happy Jacks!
Yep, Vampire the Masquerade.
The Masquerade.
That's at 5 o'clock. Please tune in and watch me possibly make an idiot of myself because I don't know what I'm doing.
You'll be
I
fine.
have a feeling we'll be hosting it over here too if you have not stumbled on, unless we have painting tomorrow, but I don't think we do. And you can check out the calendar for more great stuff here on Saving Throw Show, including the return of Monday Night Dungeon Fight.
Monday Night Dungeon Fight.
Fight,
Monday Night
fight,
Dungeon
fight.
Fight.
Hopefully we'll get some PDC alumni into the finals again this year.
I'm rubbish.
Season.
I'm just rubbish at Monday Night Dungeon
I
Fight.
get there and then just can't seal the deal.
It comes down to the fact that like in the intro rounds, the characters who knows, but when you get to the finals, it's usually like
can I have
3
your
characters
big
that are
marker, please?
really boss, and like one that's not great, and it tends to be the one that one of us is playing. Yeah.
I made it pretty far that
Wolfman.
first time with friggin' Sith Likiar.
I'm still better
I
times
hate
than
you
on
and
that
shut
game.
up.
Yeah. You won by not showing up, if I remember correctly.
Hells yeah.
Thank you.
So we are. That's tomorrow, I believe. Jordan Pridgeon, alias Jordan. Pridgeon.
Both Jordans, actually. Jordan Kellerman and Jordan Pridgeon.
Yeah.
It's the Battle of the Jordans
both
on
Jordans.
Monday Night Dungeon Fight. Dungeon
Fight,
Fight. Dungeon Fight.
fight.
And Blythe is on that one, which is fantastic. And I forget who the fourth is on that, but that'll be a great round.
Another person.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Never heard of him.
Subject to availability, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only had one chance to get him, and we are not throwing away our shot.
Oh, I summoned that, didn't I?
Josh, is your last name Somers now, or does Fuckwad have the wrong?
Yeah, my last name is Summers Dehaney, but I go by
Oh.
my middle name, Joshua Dempster.
Oh, very nice. Well,
Yeah.
of course, Fuckwad did an illegal background search on you before
Yeah.
posting your name in chat.
That's fine.
Hey,
Fuckwad.
LexisNexis searches are
Fuckwad.
awesome.
What's a little background checking between friends?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, we just wanted to get you a credit card. That's all.
Yeah.
We signed you up for one. I hope
Also,
that's
because
okay.
it came
Possibly 6 of them.
Possibly 9. It'll just keep escalating. What do you guys in chat want? It's on me.
They want 16 copies of Haunting of Winchester House, apparently.
That's
Well,
what
I know a
want.
guy, so don't worry about it.
Thanks, Fuckwad, for all the wonderful social media connections that you have been making. Braid says Fuckwad is doxing all the hosts. Then I think Wednesday we're back with Misadventures, also with Matt.
Yeah, we're starting back up again because we had crazy shit go down last time. We managed to save Hogwarts, but at what cost?
Right. And
Also, my character turned out to be a werewolf. Big surprise for everybody.
What?
Was it like a 7-year retcon where it's like, surprise, she's actually been a werewolf the whole time?
No, but
See,
she's
if you
a
go
very
back to
different.
season 1, then you can totally see it.
No, she's a very different kind of werewolf, though.
I think that show is one of our absolute best, and it's so innovative and fun. And it's also great to see like a female DM on Twitch, which you don't
Yes.
get a lot of. So yeah, Talene's doing a great job with that one. And then
shit. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Friday, I believe,
Alright,
is
I'm getting close. I hope you don't mind.
Never Tell Me the
Helping, he's
Odds.
helping.
I mean, we have shows all through the week, but Friday is Never Tell Me the Odds, which is really fantastic. And then we're back again on Saturday with more exciting masks, action, and then us in the continuing battle against the Hectarch. Only a few more episodes left in season 1. And
You can see part 2 of the Masked episode I'm calling Castle on a Cloud.
Yes.
Sky Castle.
There's a castle.
They've actually really hit their stride on masks. So check that
I
one
like
out.
to go there in my sleep.
That's as
Can
much
we
as
end
we
the
do.
broadcast now?
Sorry.
Yes. All right.
Can I make my plug real quick?
Yeah,
Yes.
Can I borrow your mic?
Yes, you may. Hold on.
Mike, he wants to borrow your
also-
mic.
Can I borrow Mike's mic?
I kind of want to
Step up
plug
to the mic.
Wolfman's mustache because
Oh, yes.
it's pretty spectacular.
Well, it's just because
Yeah.
you guys
Here's
share
Wolfman.
similar facial hair.
I lent him a little bit of
Style.
mustache wax.
Which I'm not going to show you. If you want to see me, this is Wolfman speaking. If you want to see me in living motion and everything, my filmic debut will be at Anime Los Angeles on January the 28th. That'll be a Saturday. Look up Broken Spirits Film for details. And in the meantime, look up Wolfman Dave on Instagram to see all the weird stuff I'm taking pictures of. Thank you.
Very nice.
Wolfman.
Well said.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to get our money out and pay Steve for the beer and also donate to that homeless person, and we will talk to you later. We have been Phoenix Down Command at Sammy Throw Show. See you, well, I guess in Mike's and my case, on Monday. But see you, and so in everyone's case. But yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.